Hello, good evening. My name's Richard. This is over and over again. This is Matchday Live. It is Arsenal versus West Ham from the Emirates Stadium. Come and join us. It's all coming up after this. So it is the Declan Derby, Arsenal versus West Ham. Of course, first time Declan Rice will be playing against his former side here at the Emirates tonight. Of course, a win for Arsenal would take us back to the top of the table. But it's not going to be easy, is it? Against a very, very good West Ham side, of course, Europa Conference League winners as well. So you want to know the team news? Here we go. This is the team news for you. Not too many surprises for Arsenal. Just that one change. Of course, Kai Havertz is suspended. So this is our Arsenal lineup. It's David Raya in goal, Ben White, William Saliba, Gabriel and Alexander Zinchenko to back four. Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard. It's Leandro Trossard who comes in for Havertz tonight. And the front three, as usual, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Jesus and Gabriel Martinelli. On the bench then for Arsenal, Aaron Ramsdale, Cedric Suarez, Jacob Kiwior, Jorginho, Mohamed El-Neni, Ethan Nwaneri, Emil Smith-Rowe, Reece Nelson and Eddie Nketiah. For West Ham, and this is how they line up. It's Alphonse Areola in goal. Their back four is Vladimir Kufal, Angelo Agbono, who's the captain. Of course, our very own former player, Konstantinos Mavropanos and Emerson Palmieri. In midfield, it is Edso Alvarez, Thomas Souček, Lucas Paqueta, James Ward-Prowse and Mohamed Kudus, and up front it is Jared Bowen. On the bench then for West Ham, another former Arsenal player, goalkeeper Lucas Fabianski, Ben Johnson, Aaron Cresswell, Pablo Fornells, Maxwell Cornet, Danny Ings, Syed Benrahma, Philo Kera and Divan Mubana. So that is your lineup. So what we're making that, obviously, the only real news was going to be for Arsenal was who was going to come in for Kai Havertz. It is, of course, Leandro Trossard. Not a major shock that for a home game. It happened before, didn't it? When I think that that was the change that was made in a previous game. I think if we'd been away, I think it would have been Jorginho, but a home game, you know, a bit more of an attacking option in that position tonight. So that's how I say not, you know, again, the bench still looks weak for me in terms of game changes. We've said this before. Smith-Rowe, is he a game changer these days? I'm not sure. He doesn't play enough minutes. Reece Nelson, not really. Eddie, we know his limitations. And you've got young Ethan Nwaneri, who's probably not going to come on anyway, let's be honest. So there we go. We've got some comments on already. Nathan's in. How you doing, my friend? He says, hi, Richard. We had a good Christmas. Hi, everyone in the chat. Tough match this, but I'm going 2-1. It will be a tough match. Absolutely. I agree with you. And a very good Christmas. Yeah, very quiet, very nice as it needs to be. I hope you did as well, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Gunnar Dan says Spurs losing 2-0. Well, that's not a surprise, let's be honest. Mark is with us. Well done, my friend. He says Gunners to win 2-0. Yeah, 2-0 would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, get your score predictions in, guys. Let me know what you're thinking. Terry says, good evening, Richard, Nathan, Dan. I must admit, I don't like these 8:15 kickoffs. No, I'm going for a 4-1 win. Declan Rice, the star of the show. Yeah, I mean, you imagine he's going to have a great game tonight, don't you? You do tend to get, don't you, when you're playing against your former team, it does give you a lift, and I'd expect him to, wouldn't be surprised if he pops up with a goal tonight either. He did, of course, score his first ever goal, didn't he, in Premier League football, in this fixture at the... was that still at Upton Park? No, it wouldn't have been, would it? It was at the City. Yeah, it was at the London Stadium, wasn't it? West Ham against Arsenal, of course. His first ever goal was against Arsenal, wasn't it, for West Ham? So he has scored in this fixture before. Let's see if he can repeat that to scoring for Arsenal tonight. But yeah, I'm expecting him to have a good game, I must admit. So 4-1, and that'd be good, wouldn't it? I mean, I think it's going to be a difficult game. West Ham are a good side. They've got a goal threat in them. I think there'll be goals in this game, actually. I'm going to maybe go for a little bit of a surprise, but I'm going to go 3-2 to Arsenal. I think West Ham will score a couple of goals, but I think we'll have enough for them. And I think that we will end up winning this game by the odd goal in 5. Dan says today, Thomas Partey is fit and could have played tonight. I'm surprised he's not on the bench. Yeah, I'm not sure how true that is. And is it a fact that he's going to the African Cup of Nations anyway in January? And I think we're probably going to sell him anyway. So maybe that's the reason. I'm not sure if he is fit. You know what Arteta's like, though? He doesn't rush players back, does he? Well, not unless it's one of his first 11 players. He doesn't tend to rush them back, does he? So we'll see what happens. Obviously, there's another game on Sunday away at Fulham. Let's see if he gets selected for that one. But yeah, I don't know. I won't be surprised if Thomas Partey departs in January, if I'm honest. But we'll see what happens with that one. We've got Geordie there away, the lads. Well, you guys are playing tonight, here. And then a bit of a bad spell at the minute, aren't you? You guys Newcastle not doing too well at the minute, but I'm sure things will turn for you. Dan's gone 3-0. Well, I mean, 3-0 be good. I think I can see West Ham scoring. They've got goals in them. Kudos is absolutely on fire at the minute. Jared Bowen's got 12 Premier League goals, 11 Premier League goals already. They've got goals in this team. Geordie says, beat those Hammers so that we can get advantage to go up in the league table if we win. Yeah, I mean, we'll try our best, my friend. We'll try our best. If we can help other teams out, we're more interested in helping ourselves out, aren't we? Getting our 3 points because it'll take us to the top, and that's where we want to be. So let's hope so. Nathan says, evening, Terry. I agree. It's a weird kickoff time. Yeah, I don't like. Apart from anything else, I mean, it ends at, you're not going to finish till like after 10 o'clock. And yeah, I know I'm off work at the minute. I know a lot of people are, but there's still people that'll be working tomorrow morning. It's not ideal, is it? Especially throughout the game, you've got to get home. Yes, it's a London derby, but people still travel. Arsenal fans, West Ham fans don't all live in London. Some travel to go to the game, don't they? So yeah, not ideal. Terry says, I'm getting right behind Havertz tonight. I think this will be his best moment for the club, and Arteta should keep him in that position. Yeah, I'm sure you'll be happy if he did stay in that position, but he's been playing well. He has been playing well lately. We can't argue with that. He's been brilliant. He's scoring goals. He's really contributing. And, all I want is for whoever plays for Arsenal, I want them to play well, play the best that they can play. And yes, he had difficult moments. He took a while to settle in, but he's playing well. And I think I know it might sound strange, and I know you won't agree, Terry, but I think maybe we might miss him tonight because he's doing a good job in the team. And it's going to be interesting to see how Leandro Trossard settles into that. Because last time he played in this position, when Havertz was left out of the team a while ago, he didn't play that well, I didn't think, Trossard. So be interesting to see how he does tonight. But we'll see. Mark says there, Rice used to wear Hammer's shirt. My Hammer's shirt. I played against Railway and Arsenal Sunday. Really? Okay. Rice used to it, did he? Wow, brilliant. Maybe he's got it. Maybe he's still got it with him. Nathan said, I've seen so many talking West Ham fans on Twitter talking about how Rice is a traitor. Yeah, but I mean, that's football fans for you, isn't it? Regardless of the fact that he gave them, 7 years out of his career, helped them to win a European trophy. He's only the third ever West Ham captain to lift a trophy. But fans are very fickle, aren't they? As soon as a player leaves, they want to criticise. And for me, loads of players have left Arsenal that I was upset they left. But, it's their career, isn't it? Let them do what they want. The players don't got no loyalty to clubs, really, have they? They'll go what's best for themselves and what's best for their career. You can't blame them. It's a short career, isn't it? And if West Ham fans can't see that him joining Arsenal was a step up in his career, then that's their problem, isn't it? Ridiculous that they would feel like that. Because, it's like when Robin Van Persie left Arsenal for Man U, it was a step up in his career. At the time, he won the league the next year. Do you know what I mean? It's like, well, fair play to you, mate. You made the right choice. He's got no loyalty to any club. The players don't have loyalty to clubs, do they? No matter what they say. Especially players that's played for other clubs previously. I mean, I know Declan Rice sort of came through the West Ham academy system, but even so, you know what I mean? They've got no real loyalty. They've got to think of their own career. Yeah, but that's football fans for you, my friend, isn't it? Galadad says, what happened at Man City? Apparently, something out of sorts happened. I don't know what Man City. I don't know what's happened at Man City. Obviously, they won last night, didn't they? But I don't know what you mean about today. Nathan says, Paqueta injured in the warm. Well, it looks like he was getting some treatment in the warm-up, Paqueta. If Lucas Paqueta's out of the team, obviously, they'll probably bring Ben Rama in, you would imagine. But yeah, that's an interesting one, isn't it? Let's see if he's going to actually make the starting lineup, or whether they're going to have to make that change, West Ham, before the game starts, because he was getting some treatment and he didn't look to be moving too clearly. Let's have a look and see if he is in the team tonight. Now the teams are in the tunnel, so we'll see. West Ham are in their away kit of dark blue. Which actually is quite a nice kit, isn't it? So there you go. Mark says, says, come on, you Gunners, indeed. He says, looks like it. No, yeah, well, he got some treatment. We'll see if it. No, he looks like he's lined up there. He's in the team. How long he'll last, we don't know. I don't know what the injury was. It looked like some sort of muscle injury. So we'll see. Terry says, I don't hear Chelsea fans moaning that Havertz is a traitor. Well, no, because Havertz wasn't a popular player at Chelsea, was he? Whereas Rice was. That's the difference, isn't it? If the player's not if the player's not that popular, then the fans don't really care so much, do they? It just goes to show how important Declan was to West Ham, doesn't it? The fact that they've given him that. Mark C says Bernal's probably, yeah, maybe, but I say Paqueta is in the tunnel in the lineup for the team, so you imagine he's starting the game. How long he's going to be fit to last, we shall see. But yeah, he is starting. I look at it. Terry says, I hate this tracksuit top. Yeah, I do as well. It is Ian Wright's design though, so maybe we need to give it a little bit of respect. But yeah, I don't particularly like it either. Anyway, the teams are coming out here at the Emirates Stadium for this big game tonight, Arsenal versus West Ham. And let's hope that Arsenal can get the 3 points. We get 3 points tonight. We are back on top. Even a draw won't be enough. West Ham, Liverpool, sorry, 2 points above us. So we need to win to overtake them. And it will be the halfway point, of course, of the season. This is our 19th game. So we're halfway through. It completes the first half of the season as well. This is the last game of, technically Boxing Day. It's not Boxing Day anymore, but this is our Boxing Day game. And I say that makes the 19th match of the season. And will we be getting the victory that I say will take us back to the top of the table? We'll have 43 points at the halfway point if we win, which isn't bad, is it? It's on track for 86, which would be more than last season. Will that be enough? I think 86 would be enough this season to win the league, but can we repeat the similar amount of points in the second half of the season? We didn't manage to last year, did we? So it's going to be interesting to see if we can do that this time. But we're going to find out in the next couple of hours, aren't we? Let's hope we can. Rajendra says, hi, Rich, I'm here at the start today. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you had a good Christmas. Good to have you back with us and say on time as well, which is good. It's a tough game for West. Absolutely, mate. I've been saying it's a really tough game. I think we're going to have to work hard to win this game. We're going to have to play well. And I think we may have to score a few goals because I do think that they will score, West Ham. They've got real attacking talent, haven't they? And they've got players in good form as well. So yeah, I'm a little bit worried about West Ham, if I'm honest. Yes, I think we'll win. I think we're good enough to win, but I'm a little bit concerned about how good they are. Terry says, well done, Redenda. You made it with 4 minutes. But exactly, the game's not started yet. That's all fine as long as we're all in before we start. Redenda says, hit the likes to get as many goals at Arsenal. Because likes equal goals for Arsenal. So get that likes in early. Nathan says, West Ham used the Rice money really, really well. Kudos, Ward-Prowse. Yeah, they did exactly, yeah. And I know a few West Ham fans. I grew up in the area, so I still speak to quite a few West Ham fans. And, they fairly pleased with the deal that they got. Yes, they lost their captain, their best player, but they've spent that money well, you're right. And you can see this season they're a good side. They are a good side. And they're going to be a difficult team to beat for us tonight. We have got a very good record, of course, at the Emirates against West Ham. I think out of the 17 visit, they did win. They were the first visiting team to win at the Emirates, if you remember, back in 2007. But in their 17 visits, they've lost 14, drawn 1 and lost 2. So, I think we've won the last 8 or 9, something like that. So, they have a poor record here at the Emirates overall. So, yeah, you'd expect us to win, obviously. But West Ham are a good side. They are a really good side, and they're going to be a very difficult opponent for us, and we know James Ward-Prowse from set pieces is a dangerous player. If we give him any free kicks in and around the penalty area, we're going to have to be careful, aren't we? Because he can certainly bang them in. But of course, all the focus is going to be on Declan tonight. It's a big night for him, isn't it? He's had to wait a long time. It's the halfway point in the season. He has had to wait to play his former team. I'm sure he's been looking forward to this game. And I'm sure he is going to be really, really influential. And I wouldn't bank against him scoring either tonight. I do think he will. But we shall see how that goes. Terry says, I wouldn't have minded Ward-Prowse at Arsenal a few seasons ago. I think he's a good player. I wouldn't mind him now, actually. I think he's a good player. Mark C says, I second that. Nathan says, need to keep an eye on Kudos. Yes, Kudos is there at the moment. He's their informed player, isn't he? He's scored, I think, is it 5 in the last 7 games? Of course, Bowen as well. He's a top goal scorer in the Premier League for West Ham. So it's going to be West Ham to get this game underway. So they're all in a dark blue kit, which is quite smart, to be fair. Arsenal, of course, in the red shirts, white sleeves, and white socks and white shorts. And it is going to be West Ham. They will be attacking the goal to our left in this first half, which is, of course, the North Bank, for those familiar with the Emirates Stadium. We've just done a ridiculous taking of the knee, which while we're still doing that in 2023, I do not know. But anyway, we are up and underway here at the Emirates in the late game, Boxing Day game, kicked off 2 days later. but we are off and underway. It is a throw straight away to Arsenal over on the far side. To West Ham over on the far side. And Arsenal just looking to try and settle in to this game nice and early, because it is going to be a very, very tough night for Arsenal, you feel. It's going to be a difficult game this to win. Anyway, it's going to be a throw to West Ham over on that far side, which Vladimir Kufal, the Czech defender, is going to take this. He's got a long throw on him, and West Ham are dangerous from these situations. They've got a little bit of height in there as well, and they're going to try, obviously, to get something here. The throw comes in looking for Mavropanos. He can't win the header. It comes out to Ward-Prowse. Hits it first time, just over the top. He can certainly hit a ball from there, kindly James Ward-Prowse, and he hit that there first time on the volley. It was always rising, and David Raya had that covered anyway. But the first shot, the first effort at goal goes to West Ham, and that's a fast start for them. They're going to be dangerous from any set pieces, West Ham, aren't they? That is one of their big strengths, isn't it? So, we defended that one reasonably well. We won the first header, and then, we were out quickly to Ward-Prowse. He meant he had to hit that first time, and he couldn't keep it down. And Arsenal now just getting a little bit of possession. Declan Rice for the first time just plays the ball back to William Saliba. Now Zinchenko plays out to that far side to Trossard. Leandro Trossard in the team tonight, of course, for the suspended Kai Havertz. I wonder what's going to happen on Sunday. Will Kai Havertz come back in? It's only a one-game suspension, of course, so he is available on Sunday against Fulham. So we'll see. Anyway, Declan Rice is now in possession for Arsenal. Plays the ball to Gabriel over on that far side. Good form he's in. Got a goal, of course, at Liverpool at the weekend, didn't he? Important goal that was. Gave us the lead very early in that game. His first goal of the season, funny enough. I thought he maybe scored another one, but he didn't. That was at the end of last season, his last goal. West Ham have just picked the ball up, but Martin Odegaard just won it back. But Agbono's across there, and that's a good clearance from him up this near side. It's only going to come to William Saliba. We've played 2 minutes here at the Emirates Stadium. It is still 0-0. Just that one effort, a goal from West Ham very, very early on. But now it's Arsenal coming forward. Zinchenko over on that far side, the Ukrainian, plays the ball in field to Declan Rice, and he plays it out to this near side. Bukayo Saka, his first real involvement in the game tonight, just touches it back to Ben White, and now it's with Odegaard. Finds Saka again right on this near side, just does a little nutmeg then, but Martin Odegaard slips but manages to get the ball through to Ben White, gets it back, Martin Odegaard, and he plays it into the crowded area, and Trossard couldn't get the ball. And West Ham do clear it, but not for long. It coming straight back. This is a fast start from Arsenal. Ben White on this near side finds Declan Rice. He's got a little bit of time, just gives it back to Ben White again. Now it's into Martin Odegaard on the edge. A lovely flick through. Bukayo Saka's in the box. Bukayo Saka shot straight at goalkeeper Areola. And that was nice from Arsenal. Very trademark little move that on the edge of the box, wasn't it? A lovely little flick there from Martin Odegaard. Put Saka in. He got clear of Emerson there. Got it onto his left foot, but the shot was straight at the goalkeeper. But that was nice football from Arsenal. And that is what we need to keep doing up that end of the picture. West Ham trying to come forward now themselves. But the ball's now back with goalkeeper David Raya. Now he finds Declan Rice just in front of the Arsenal penalty area. Gets the ball back again. Declan Rice brings it forward. Finds Martin Odegaard on this near side. 3.5 minutes played. Arsenal 0, West Ham 0. Martin Odegaard tried to ping the ball through there, but it's hit Thomas Souček in the midfield there, wins the ball back for West Ham, but Arsenal pick it up again, and now it's back with Ben White, plays up this near side, Bukayo Saka. Again, he cuts in field. That's a nice little ball into Odegaard, plays it into Gabriel Jesus, just inside the box. Jesus flicks it again to Bukayo Saka. He's got it back to Jesus. Inside the penalty, Jesus flicks it up to Martin Odegaard. Some of the tricks coming out for Arsenal already tonight. Some Christmas tricks. And Martin Odegaard trying to keep the ball over on that far side. He manages to do so. Finds Bukayo Saka. This is good stuff from Arsenal. Can we get a goal at the end of it? Declan Rice goes past Ward-Prowse, finds Saka on this near side. Saka goes to the byline. Can he get across in? He does get across in. Goalkeeper Areola pushes it away. And that's going to go out for a throw to West Ham. I don't know if Areola did touch that. It was a decent cross that from Saka with his right foot. The goalkeeper did get a touch on it there, actually. So I don't know why it was a throw to West Ham. Anyway, West Ham are trying to come forward themselves now in midfield. That's good play there from Kudos. Finds Paqueta on this near side. I don't know how fit he is following that injury he picked up in the warm-up. But he is starting this game, the Brazilian. Very, very good player he is, isn't he? He's had a good season for West Ham, as he did last season as well. West Ham now trying to play the ball forward. It's into Jared Bowen, the top scorer. He does really well, actually. Bowen, He's a very good player. He's gone past Ben White. He goes on a run now, but he ran into trouble there. Declan Rice just got a foot in, and the ball's gone back to Arsenal. And now we're coming forward again with Martin Odegaard. It's quite open, this game. Saka now on this near side. Bukayo Saka, he's been dangerous already in this game, finds Martin Odegaard. There's space over on that far side for Martinelli, but he just plays it short to Declan Rice. And then he plays it out to Gabriel. Now it is with Martinelli, his first opportunity to have a run at this West Ham defence, Martinelli. But he runs straight into trouble there. He's going to be a throw to Arsenal in front of those West Ham fans in that corner there at the clock end. And Arsenal coming forward again. Declan Rice pings it out to this near side. Saka again. Everything's coming through Bukayo Saka at the moment. That's a decent cross towards the far post. Martinelli's coming in. Martinelli's got it inside the penalty area, but Souček was across there with a tackle. And Arsenal have picked the ball up again. West Ham just can't get out at the moment. And it's now with Leandro Trossard tried to reverse the pass through to Martinelli, but West Ham managed to clear that away. But again, Arsenal pick it up. It's relentless Arsenal pressure. This is a typical start from Arsenal, isn't it? It's what we tend to do. We start games very quickly, especially at home. And we've started this game tonight very quickly as well. Gabriel now plays out to that far side to Zinchenko. Gets it back again to Gabriel. Plays it in to Martinelli, plays it out to that far side. Leandro Trossard, can he get across in? Tries to dink it in, but it hits the West Ham defender there, Kufal. And his clearance hits Trossard, goes out for a throw to West Ham. But this is good pressure, this from Arsenal. In fact, it was Zinchenko's chip in there. It's hit Kufal. It was on his upper arm, which is okay, isn't it? So there you go. Anyway, the throw to West Ham's taken quickly up that far side. Jared Bowen's battling away for the ball, but it's Arsenal who win it back with Gabriel, and that's with Trossard. Plays the ball through the middle. That's a good ball to Gabriel Jesus, just on the edge of the West Ham penalty. Plays it back to Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard now looking if he can get across. Instead, he finds Martinelli, gets it back. Odegaard just inside the penalty area. Finds Martinelli again over on that far side. His cross is deflected behind off Kufal. It is a corner to Arsenal. This is a fast start, and West Ham will just be looking to try to keep themselves in the game in these early stages. Of course, recently at home against Wolves, we scored 2 goals, didn't we, very early in that game. That proved to be enough. And West Ham know they're going to have to see this through, aren't they, for the first 15, 20 minutes or so. We've played nearly 8. Terry says, playing very nice football, but ain't doing nothing dangerous with it. Well, not yet. Not yet. We've got a corner here. This may be an opportunity. There was a good ball from Saka just a moment ago as well, wasn't there? Into the penalty area, which caused West Ham a few problems. But this could do as well. The corner comes in towards the near post, headed out. They've got a lot of height in, haven't they, West Ham? It was Kufal who did head it away. Kudos tries to get the ball clear, but West Ham are struggling to get out of their own half at the minute. Paqueta now is battling away for the ball. He's done well, actually, Paqueta. And he's managed to find Kudos, who's done well as well. And now West Ham finally do manage to get a little bit of possession of the football, but it's in their own half and they're going backwards. Nathan says Kufal is in for a long night. Yeah, he probably is. And so far, he's done okay. He's a physical defender, isn't he? Mark C says, at least the Spuds are 2-0 down. Yeah, well, good luck to them, you know what I mean? We don't really care too much, do we? As long as we keep winning. Anyway, over on that far side, Kufal trying to get forward, and he's then fouled by Zinchenko. And it is a free kick to West Ham. And these are dangerous positions for West Ham, aren't they? James Ward-Prowse, no doubt, will go across. Zinchenko there was miles too late. I don't know why he flew in like that. He was always going to concede a free kick. Again, showing his naivety defensively there, Zinchenko. And it is a free kick to West Ham over on that far side. James Ward-Prowse is going to take this. And we know what a good delivery he's got with a dead ball. Thomas Souček is in there. You know how dangerous he is with his head as well. This is a big moment, this for West Ham. Arsenal going to have to be solid here defensively. Mavropanos is in there. He's never scored for Arsenal, did he? But is he going to get a goal for West Ham against Arsenal? I don't think he scored for West Ham either, actually, so far. Anyway, it's his free kick here over on the far side. You imagine it's going to be James Ward-Prowse to take this. It is going to be Ward-Prowse. Whips it in. It's a dangerous ball inside the 6-yard box. The header comes in. Not sure who got the final touch. Was it Jared Bowen? It may have been Thomas Souček, actually, but he couldn't get it on target. He's gone behind, and it is going to be a goal kick to Arsenal. Rajendra says Zinchenko was lucky. Yeah, he was lucky. Yeah, he's a missed time. You've got to be careful. You cannot afford to give West Ham free kicks anywhere near our penalty area because they've got such great delivery. And that didn't lead to anything, but it certainly could have done. Anyway, Arsenal now coming forward with Bukayo Saka again. Bukayo Saka just on the edge of the West Ham penalty area, finds Martin Odegaard, gets it back again. Saka plays it on to Martinelli. Can he get across? And he does. It's a little bit too high for Jesus. It falls to Trossard though over on the far side. Trossard plays it back to Martin Odegaard. He lets it run. Declan Rice wasn't expecting Jared Bowen there to pinch the ball off him. He was just lining up a shot. He could maybe see his eyes light up there, Declan Rice, to score against his former team. But Jared Bowen stepped in just to pinch the ball away. But Arsenal are still in possession over on that far side with Gabriel Jesus. Martinelli's inside the centre forward position. And Gabriel Jesus is over on that left-hand side. The ball's played through there into Martinelli inside the penalty area. Holds out well, finds a shot. Finds a pull back to Leandro Trossard, but he fires over from the edge of the penalty area there, Leandro Trossard. That was good football again from Arsenal. Good movement from Martinelli. Touched it off, and it was always leaning back a little bit, wasn't he, Trossard, when he hit that? And it's difficult to get a shot like that on target, isn't it? And it went over the crossbar into the clock end at the Emirates. Arsenal 0, West Ham 0. We've played 11 minutes, just over 11 minutes here. And it's been a good 11 minutes from Arsenal. We've dominated the possession. We've put West Ham under some real pressure, but we haven't really carved out too many opportunities as yet. And that shot there from Trossard was about the best that we've done so far. Anyway, Saka now, who's looked very lively on this near side. Saka, he's got two defenders around him, plays the ball square to the edge of the box. It was to Trossard again, and it's actually a foul by the Belgium, and it's going to be a free kick to West Ham. He was a little bit, maybe just a fraction late getting there, wasn't he? I mean, that was just looks like a 50-50 to me between here. Oh, no, I see it was for the push afterwards. Okay, fair enough. It wasn't the tackle itself. That was a 50-50. And it was a follow-up where Leandro Trossard just pulled back James Ward-Prowse. And West Ham have taken a free kick. And they're trying to build an attack, but they've not had too many, have they? A very, very early effort from James Ward-Prowse, and then a free kick, a header from Souček, which drifted quite harmlessly wide. Other than that, it's been all Arsenal. And we haven't had a big chance yet, but West Ham now playing some nice football in midfield. There's a little bit of space on this near side here for James Ward-Prowse. Plays it up the line. This is good play from West Ham. It's with Emerson Paneri on this near side. Plays it back to Ward-Prowse again, and now it's with Lucas Paqueta. He's been quiet so far. Wondering how fit he actually is, but he's done well there. The Brazilian finds Emerson again. The cross comes in. Oh, it was a dangerous ball, and Arsenal made a bit of a meal of it. And West Ham going to score, and they have. It's Thomas Souček, a disastrous defence there from Arsenal. Really, really poor. Jared Bowen had a chance, couldn't quite get on the end of it. Arsenal never managed to clear the ball away. And in the end, it's come to Thomas Souček. And from very, very close range, he couldn't miss, could he? The big Czech midfield player fired it in to the roof of the net. And despite this great start from Arsenal, we found ourselves behind. And I said West Ham had a goal in them tonight, and they've got a goal. Wasn't maybe as I was expecting. It was a cross here on this near side from Emerson. It was. Jared Bowen almost had a free chance, but Gabriel and Zinchenko got in each other's way. Then Bowen just managed to keep it in, and Thomas Souček's there inside the 6-yard box unmarked to fire into the empty net. Good work that was from Bowen. Terrible defending. Zinchenko and Gabriel got in each other's way. I'm blaming Zinchenko because it's always his fault. And Souček has managed to tuck that in. And West Ham lead after 13 and a half minutes. Well, not what we was expecting from this game. Terrible defending there. It really was terrible defending, you have to say. Awful goal to concede. And it is Thomas Souček with the goal for West Ham. And are they just checking this to see if the ball actually went out? I don't think it did. I don't know if the goal's actually been given yet. I think VAR are checking it. Of course, we had a goal that went out at Newcastle, didn't we? Anyway, there you go. Mark C says shocking defending. It was awful, yeah. Zinchenko at fault again. How he keeps getting picked in his team, I do not know. Terry says Bart Simpson again. Exactly, yeah. Has that ball gone out? It hasn't gone out. You can clearly see it hasn't gone out. Why did VAR take this long? We've just seen a replay there. The ball's clearly still in play. Hasn't gone completely over the line. And Arsenal trying to, hope it has. But it's just awful defending, isn't it? Actually, I'm not sure now. I don't know where the ball's gone. They've got an image here on the screen. You can't see the ball. Anyway, I don't know what they're doing. It's a bit like the Newcastle one, isn't it? It's inconclusive whether the ball's gone out or not. The linesmen give the goal, the referees give the goal, and unless they can be sure, then I don't know how they can disallow it. Mark C says they can't tell by his body in a way. Exactly, yeah. You can't really tell. It's exactly like the Newcastle one, isn't it? And I think with these ones, it's difficult to know, isn't it? Exactly, unless you've got the right angle, unless you can see over the top. It's the only way you can see, isn't it? Really, seeing over the top of it. Any other angle, you can't be sure. I don't think that's gone out. Actually, I don't think it has. I think that should be a goal. We can hope that they overturn it. I think if it's disallowed, they keep it disallowed. The fact it wasn't disallowed, I think they give it, because you can't be sure if it's gone out of play or not. And that was the thing with Newcastle as well, wasn't it? That was what they said. They couldn't be sure if it had gone out of play. If you can't be sure, they said you have to give the goal. I don't think you can be sure about this. And it would be the same if it was at the other end. If it was a goal that we scored, it would be the same, wouldn't it? I think, you've got to try and look at it fairly. I can't see that that's conclusive, that that's gone out of play. I don't think we can tell for certain if it has. And yeah, the goal's been given, and I think that is the right decision in that circumstance. You can't be certain that it has gone out. Mark C says it's going to get given. Yeah, I think that's the right decision. And it was terrible Arsenal defending. We may have got away with it, but we didn't. We could have done, but we didn't deserve to get away with it because it was awful defending. And I say that's inconclusive whether that went out or not. I don't think it actually did. And I think if the referee or if the linesman disallowed it, it doesn't get overruled and the goal would be disallowed. But because they gave it, again, it's not conclusive, is it? None of them replays you can say 100% yes, it's gone out. You can't. So yeah, I think that's the right decision. Terry says goal to me if you can't prove it. Exactly, yeah. It's inconclusive, isn't it? After coming forward straight away, looking for an instant response. Saka again inside the box, plays the ball back to Declan Rice with Saka again inside the penalty area, crowded out a little bit. Martin Odegaard there. Oh, sorry, it was Trossard who's lost the ball, and now West Ham are going to look to come forward on the counter attack. It is Arsenal 0, West Ham 1. Not quite what we was expecting tonight. But if you remember last year's game on Boxing Day, we were 1-0 down at half time and we came back and won 3-1. So let's not get too worried yet. But that was a really, really, really poor goal to concede. Really poor. And it's something that we've got in us, unfortunately. It's a throw to West Ham, which Kufal's going to take a long throw. Again, Gabriel wins that header. West Ham do pick up the second ball. And that's a foul there. Surely that's a foul if it's a goal kick anyway. Russ says replay shows it's out. Multiple view shows it's come back in, gives a goal. See, I didn't see anything that showed it was definitely out. It could have been out. Nothing was conclusive, was it? Because of the angle of his body, Bowen's body, where he was, you couldn't tell if the whole of the ball had gone out. You couldn't tell. And if we scored a goal like that, we'd want it given, wouldn't we? Let's be honest. You'd want it given because it's inconclusive. There was no replay that showed it was definitely out. Not the one that I've seen. I don't know if you're watching it on Amazon Prime, but I've not seen a replay that shows that it was out, clearly out. No, it isn't. And it's a bit like the Newcastle one. The Newcastle one, there was a little bit more. The Newcastle one was more. You could say that was more out, or it looked as though it was more out. But again, you can't say for certain, and you certainly couldn't with that one. I think that's a goal. I think it was potentially still in, and you couldn't really tell anyway. But we need to have defended that whole situation better in the first place. We can't look at anybody other than ourselves for that goal. Terrible defender. Zinchenko again. Anyway, Saka now Arsenal looking for an instant response to that. Saka's tried to go through two challenges. He's fell over. He's kept the ball. Martin Odegaard pulls it back. Good defending at the near post from Agbona. Saka's claiming a foul. But in fact, I think the referee played the advantage there because Martin Odegaard had the ball. And I think it was a foul. I don't think there's much doubt about that. He tried to go through. I think it was Emerson that fouled him, but Martin Odegaard got the ball, and that was why the free kick wasn't given. And it's gone behind. It's a goal kick now to West Ham. We've played nearly 20 minutes. It is Arsenal 0, West Ham 1. Really, really poor goal to concede from Arsenal's perspective. Again, VAR have taken an age to come to the decision. And I say it's one of them, isn't it, where if the referee if the goal gets disallowed on the pitch, it stays disallowed. And if it's given on the pitch, it stays given because there's no conclusive proof that they can change the decision with. There's not an clear and obvious. It's not clear and obvious. Let's put it that way. Nothing was clear and obvious. Mark C says, I find it annoying. It takes us going a goal down to 8. Well, to be fair, we started well. I thought we started well in this game. We're playing well. We played some nice football. We were the team in control. And And yeah, we've just conceded a daft goal, and now we've got to work twice as hard to find a way back, because West Ham are a good side, as we know. So yeah, it's frustrating more than anything, because I thought we started well. Yeah, I don't think it's because we hadn't got going. I thought we were playing pretty well. But anyway, West Ham trying to come forward again. They're playing some nice football at times, West Ham, when they've had the ball. Bowen's picked it up, finds Kudos as a player over on that far side. I think it's Kufal, and he keeps possession for West Ham. We are coming up to the midway point of this first half at the Emirates. It is Arsenal 0, West Ham 1. Thomas Souček with the goal, and they're coming forward again over on that far side with Kufal, plays the ball back. And now it's with Ogbonna, the captain, and he's got the ball again. The West Ham defender plays it back to Mavropanos, who we remember, of course, at Arsenal, don't we, a few years back. He had a great debut, didn't he, at Old Trafford against Manchester United that time. Do you remember when he came into the team and he played really, really well? And then he suffered a lot of injuries, didn't he? He looked like he had a lot of potential, Mavropanos. And then he got injured. He came back into the team, obviously. Then Unai Emery came in. He was injured. He played a couple of games, never really stayed fit, went on loan, didn't really work out for him. And now he is back in the Premier League at West Ham. And good luck to him. He always looked a good prospect. He's not been put under too much pressure yet tonight to see defensively how strong he is. But he's part of this West Ham team that's winning this game. Terry says, since Saka's gone blonde, he's turned into Tom Daly. Well, I mean, I thought that was a foul, and I think it would have been given as a foul, but we kept the ball because Martin Odegaard had it, and I think that was what happened there. I mean, he had two players there, and he did get pulled over, as he tends to do, doesn't he? I don't think it's just since he's had his hair dyed. I think he's always had that tendency, hasn't he, Bukayo Saka, to get tackled a lot because of the way he plays. You know, he's got the ball, he wants to take people on, and you're always going to get fouled, aren't you? Anyway, Zinchenko, who was definitely at fault for the goal that we conceded, getting in Gabriel's way. I mean, it was pretty poor before that anyway, in actual fact. But anyway, Arsenal coming forward again with Ben White up his near side, touches it back to Declan Rice. He's going to be even more determined now, isn't he, to try and get Arsenal back into this game. We are at the midway point in this first half, 22.5 minutes played. Arsenal 0, West Ham 1. Thomas Souček with the goal. Arsenal looking to respond over on that far side. Martinelli plays it in field to Zinchenko. It's his mistake. Is he going to make up for it with a goal himself at this end? He's found Ben White instead. Ben White plays it in field to Declan Rice. Martin Odegaard now. Arsenal looking for an opening. West Ham got pretty much everybody back behind the ball. Now with Saka again on his near side. He's got Emerson for company, plays it square instead to Ben White. Now it's with Declan Rice. It's with Ben White again. And it's back with Declan Rice. And Arsenal just pinging the ball around at the minute. And Martin Odegaard now in possession, finds Gabriel Jesus, gets it back again, making a run towards a penalty. Gabriel Jesus now 25 yards out. Is he going to try a shot? He's not. He plays it out to Trossard over on that far side. Trossard slips over a little bit there, and West Ham have pinched the ball. But Arsenal again win it back. It was a combination of Zinchenko and Gabriel, but Zinchenko just giving it away. He's giving it straight to Jarrod Bowen over on that far side. And West Ham have now won a throw. Zinchenko really isn't a very good player, is he? Let's be honest. He's an absolutely terrible defender. He was at fault for the goal. He's just given the ball away there and just passed it straight to Jarrod Bowen. And these are things that he does far too often. He cost us the goal against Liverpool. He's cost us the goal tonight. And you're not going to win the league when you're giving away goals like that too easily. Anyway, West Ham coming forward again across into the box, but that's going to be easy for David Raya. Just pluck that out of the air. No fault on the goalkeeper for that goal at all. Nothing he could have done. His defence in front of him completely let him down, and there's nothing he could have done. Again, he couldn't have really done a lot with the Salah goal. At the weekend, couldn't do anything with that one either. Nathan says it's already been said. It's some nice football, but it's in front of West Ham. Yeah, but that's the way we play, isn't it? That's how Arsenal play. We keep possession in that final third, but sometimes we lack that final bit, don't we? You know, we put a fair few crosses in, but we've got no one there attacking them most of the time. The ball comes in again from Zinchenko, headed out. Or West Ham got a bit lucky there actually with a clearance. It only falls to Saka on the edge of the box. Ben White finds Martin Odegaard just inside the penalty. Finds Saka on this near side. Saka's held up briefly there, and then he's held up again. That was a good tackle actually there That was from Alvarez, the player who's basically playing Declan Rice's role for West Ham this season. Is he the new signing? The Mexican just sits in front of that defence doing the Declan Rice job, which is what it's known as now. It's known as the Declan Rice job. Of course, this is the Declan Rice Derby, and Arsenal are trailing 25.5 minutes played. Martinelli touches that ball back again to Zinchenko, plays it forward to Gabriel Jesus, and Gabriel Jesus has pulled up there with an injury. He just got caught actually on a foot by James Ward-Prowse. Arsenal got a free kick. He just got there first, and then he stood on his foot. Yeah, James Ward-Prowse stood on his foot. No malice intended, but it is a free kick, and it's a good moment. Is for Arsenal. Just about 5-6 yards outside the penalty area on this far side. Arsenal's left. Martin Odegaard's over it. Trossard's over it. And Gabriel's over it. I'm not sure Gabriel's going to be taking this free kick. He wants to get himself in the box. He might get himself another goal. It was from a Martin Odegaard free kick that he headed home at Liverpool. He wants to get himself back in there again, try and get on the end of this one, rather than standing over it, because I'm pretty sure Martin Odegaard's going to take this. It's a lot closer into the one that we scored against Liverpool from. It's actually within range of shooting from there, actually. The angle's not fantastic. It is over to that far side, just about in line with the edge of the penalty. James Ward-Prowse is lying down behind the West Ham wall. I've still never quite understand why they do that, but anyway, I suppose it's a wall jumps and they hit it along the ground. It's happened once ever in football history, I remember. Anyway, in fact, Martin Odegaard's walking away. It's going to be Trossard, plays it in short to Odegaard. We didn't really make the most of that at all. That was a terrible, terrible waste of a free kick. They tried to do something a little bit clever, tried to overthink it again, which is kind of typical of what we must do in training, because that was overthought there. They tried to do something clever. It was a total waste of a free kick. We have managed to win the ball back again, though. Now it's Odegaard again. He's got Saka outside him, as he usually has. Tries to flick it into the box. Again, that's a little bit too clever for Martin Odegaard and gave the ball away, but Arsenal picked it up. Saka now, he's going to try a shot, try to curl it round into that far corner, but it's gone behind. Did it get a deflection? Is it a corner? Potentially, I think it might be. It is a corner. It must have got a deflection there. It never looked like it was going to bend in enough to go into the goal anyway. But it's been deflected behind. It is another corner to Arsenal. 27 minutes played. And although Arsenal have dominated the possession, we haven't created too much as yet. And we are 1-0 behind. Thomas Souček it was with the goal. Mark C says, yeah, we do overcomplicate things. We do. The whole way we play is overcomplicated. And that's why so many players have not ever managed to settle that, people like Kieran Tierney and others, that just couldn't manage the system. Everything we do is too complicated. Sometimes, I remember, was it Brian Clough that said football's a simple game, and it's a simple game, so let's make it simple, and we overcomplicate it all the time. They're just showing the goal again. Let's see if there's any better angles of whether it went out or not. So you can't. It's impossible to tell, isn't it? You can't tell it. Has all the ball gone out there? I don't know. I don't know. I think it's difficult to tell for certain. And if you're not 100% certain, you can't disallow the goal if you're not 100% certain. And I don't think you can be. I think it's impossible to be 100% certain. But yeah, we do overcomplicate things all the time. It's frustrating. As I say, football should be a simple game, and we've made it very unsimple. Look at Luton. The way Luton, I'm not trying to say we should play like Luton. What I'm saying is Luton, it's a very simple game that they play. Everton as well, and it can work. You get results, and we've got better players, obviously, but you can still mix it up. And sometimes you've got to play percentages, haven't you? Get the ball into the danger area, and then you might score a goal. You're not going to score a goal, are you? If you're playing the ball sideways. You're going to have to be in the box, or you're going to have to at least get to a position where you can shoot. We're not doing that enough, are we? Terry says that was as bad as the Henri Pires penalty. Well, it wasn't quite as bad as that, but it was certainly up there, wasn't it? It was just ridiculous. But anyway, they completely messed it up, didn't they? And Arsenal are coming forward again now. Gabriel Jesus, it just inside the penalty, tries to dink it into Will Saka. Oh, what a great save that is from Areola. One-handed Saka's header from about 7 yards. Gabriel Jesus, it was just dink the ball in. Lovely, clever cross that was. Saka doesn't score many with his head, but he was close there. and that's a good save from very close range. He would have seen that late, the West Ham goalkeeper, and he got a good hand to that, pushed it away. It's going to be a corner though to Arsenal, and that is the nearest we've come to a goal in the first 30 minutes. Saka now with this corner from this near side. Can Arsenal find the equaliser? Saka calls it into the near post. Again, West Ham head it out. They've got a lot of height in there, haven't they? Martin Odegaard now gets it back to Saka. Arsenal now trying to come forward again, but William Saliba again tries to do too much, and West Ham managed to get the ball away with Paqueta, who's done well, the Brazilian, bringing the ball forward. And in fact, he's pulled up injured again. He was injured already, and I think that might be his night over. Lucas Paqueta for West Ham. He's gone down there. It's a challenge that he had. I think West Ham were maybe waiting for that to happen at some point in this game. He's been very quiet, Paqueta, anyway, almost as though he didn't trust himself fitness-wise. He knew he had an issue, and he's just had a challenge there. He just brought the ball away, and he's got an injury. And what this means is Mikel Arteta has got all the players in because it's, he hasn't had a few days to prepare for this game. He has to keep preparing while the game's going on. Anyway, Paqueta looks as though he's going to be going off, and West Ham are about to make that change, which maybe they could have made before the game started. It's almost like a waste of a sub, but maybe they wanted to take that risk just to see if he could get through. But the first time he's really got involved in the game, he's kept himself out of the way really for half an hour. And now he's gone off with this injury, Lucas Paqueta, and I don't think he's going to come back on. It looks like it may be a hamstring issue, which I think that may be what it was before he started. Nathan says, I wouldn't have risked him, to be honest. No, I mean, you don't know exactly how bad it was before the game. I mean, he was obviously limping. He wants to come back on. Which I don't know if he can. He doesn't look as though he can. West Ham have got a substitute ready, and the referee's coming over now, maybe find out what's going on here. But I think he is going off, Lucas Paqueta. Well, he's just limping. He couldn't have possibly carried on. I don't know what was going on there. Anyway, he's gone off, Lucas Paqueta for West Ham. He lasted 32 minutes. And it is Said Benrahma coming on. I had a feeling that might have been the change. I was thinking if he didn't start the game, that Said Benrahma may well have started anyway. But he lasted half an hour, Paqueta, but he has gone off now with this injury. And it's a risk for West Ham, obviously, because he may well have made the injury worse now than it already was. But that's their issue, isn't it? We don't need to worry about that. But you can understand he's a good player, and you probably want to give him the opportunity to see if he can get himself through the game. But he obviously couldn't, and that's it. He's gone. Mark C says, we've got a set-piece coach. I find myself wondering the heck he's trying to accomplish. I mean, maybe, again, you see, this is one of the issues about overcomplicating things. They've got a coach for literally everything, haven't they? They've got a coach to kick with your left foot. They've got a different coach to kick with your right foot. They've got a set-piece coach. They've got, obviously, you need a goalkeeping coach. They've got a defensive coach, a midfield coach, a forward coach. They've got a million coaches. It's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? They used to have like 3, didn't they? Anyway, Jesus now looking for an opening, runs into a bit of trouble though, and now West Ham can come forward. Benrahma's first touch was actually to give the ball away. Martin Odegaard now, he's got Ben White outside him on this near side. Ben White's cross is deflected off Emerson. It's going to be another corner to Arsenal. We've played 33 and a half minutes. It is still West Ham nil, Arsenal 1. That goal after 13 and a half minutes, wasn't it? West Ham scored from Souček. It's Arsenal's third corner, and it's going to be Bukayo Saka to take it again on this near side. See if that's what that set piece coach has been working on. Maybe we'll find out now from this corner, perhaps. Instead, it just goes short to Martin Odegaard. Plays it to the edge of the box to Zinchenko. Dinks it into the edge of 6-yard box. Header comes in, flick there from Ben White, but he's flicked it wide, and it's going to be a goal kick to West Ham. We come down towards the last 10 minutes of this first half. There'll be a bit of stoppage time, won't there, because of that VAR check. But other than that, another opportunity for Arsenal goes big in there. Ben White just got a flick to that header, to that cross, from Zinchenko. Terry says Havertz would make a good coach driver. Well, I don't know. I don't know what his driving's like. We don't know. Has he even passed his driving test in England? Obviously, I don't know. He may have done. I'm not sure whether we've been good at driving a coach. I mean, it's easy to say because we're losing this game, but maybe we've missed Kai Havertz tonight. You know, I know you might not think so, Terry, but maybe we have, or maybe we have been so far. Anyway, we've got a free kick now, about 10 yards, 15 yards inside West Ham's half. Zinchenko takes it quickly, plays it back to William Saliba. And we are now into the last 10 minutes of normal time at the end of this first half, which Arsenal have created their own problems with a really poor goal to concede. And apart from that header from Saka, which was a very good opportunity to equalise, we haven't really tested the goalkeeper, Areola, enough yet, have we? He did make a good save, though, from that header from Saka. And West Ham have a throw up that far side. Arsenal do clear it away. And Declan Rice steps in, finds Ben White. And he finds William Saliba, gets it back again. Ben White. And Arsenal just knocking it around at the back. Yes, with Martin Odegaard up this near side. Plays it into Declan Rice inside the centre circle. The possession is 73% to Arsenal, 27 to West Ham, and yet we're losing, which kind of sums up one of the issues that we've got. Anyway, Gabriel Jesus finds Martin Odegaard. Saka's free inside the box. Saka pulls it back. It's flicked on. Comes to Martinelli. Oh, and he's fired it wide. And Gabriel Jesus has gone down inside the penalty area. And I think it's going to be a VAR check to see if Arsenal are going to get a penalty here. It was, again, it was a good move from Arsenal. Maybe slightly overcomplicated it all, but we did all right. Jesus found Odegaard. Saka there. His cross. It was, I don't know, he sort of let it go, Jesus. But he went to let it go. And Souček did dive in and didn't get the ball. This will be interesting. Martinelli then shot just wide. And I don't think the penalty's been given. In fact, it hasn't been given. And I'm not surprised it hasn't been given. Rajandra says we're too slow. Yeah, we are a little bit slow. You're right. I mean, we're not. When we get in that final third, but it's just typical. This is how we play. This is how we've always played under Arteta. It's a very slow, methodical build-up. And when we get it in the final third, we are too slow. Quite often, these are the sort of games where in the second half, we will move it quicker in that final third. Why we can't do that now, I'm not really sure. But anyway, the game will obviously stretch a bit more in the second half. Mark, he says, should have got it on target. Yeah, it was a good chance that for Martinelli. It did come to him a bit quickly. He had to take it early, but yeah, he should maybe hit the target. But he's fired it wide. And again, Arsenal are having to come from behind. We've done it enough times this season and in last season as well. We're going to have to find a way tonight, aren't we? Or we won't be going to the top of the table at the halfway point. Not that that is the be-all and the end-all. It's not the end of the world, is it? You know, if we can get a draw tonight in this game from 1-0 down, you'd probably be reasonably satisfied, I suppose. Yes, it's a game we should win, but West Ham are a good side. And, you know, if we're not top after 19 games, it's being top after 38 games that I'm worried about. But all the points that you get lead you to that point, don't they? So let's see what we can do here. But we need to be better in that final third if we are going to come away with some points here tonight and go back to the top. Declan Rice finds Ben White on this near side, plays it back to William Saliba. 38 minutes on the clock. We're going to get probably 5 minutes stoppage time, aren't we, just for that VAR check. Declan Rice now finds Bukayo Saka on this near side, gets it back. Declan Rice trying to drive the team forward. Martin Odegaard now very central. Touches it off to Zinchenko. Gives it back to Martin Odegaard. And all this is in front of West Ham. We're not stretching them at all. Bukayo Saka now. He's had a good first half. Saka, he just plays that ball square to Ben White. Now it's into the box. Zinchenko's in there. Tries to find Trossard. But Trossard's got bundled out. But Jesus has won it back on the edge of the area. But again, West Ham have dealt with that pretty well. And they're trying to come forward now, and that's a foul by Bukayo Saka. And another Arsenal attack comes to nothing. And it was good defending again from West Ham now. Jesus, it was battled well actually to win it back. And then it was a mixture of Souček and Kudos, I think it was, before Bukayo Saka committed the foul. And it was strong defending there from West Ham, which they've done pretty well in this game so far. Russ says that's a penalty they've been given, but again, it's one of them, isn't it, where again I think if the ref gives it, they don't overturn it, and if the ref doesn't give it, they don't change it either. It's just one of them, isn't it? Again, if it was at the other end of the pitch, we wouldn't be screaming. We would be quite happy that we'd be saying it shouldn't be a penalty. I mean, Jesus was clearly going to dummy the ball. Souček's come in to try to win it, and he didn't get the ball. Is it a foul? Yeah, he probably did catch him. He probably did catch him, yeah. I mean, Jesus goes down very easily, which doesn't help the situation, does it? And, of course, we kept possession. Martinelli had the shot. Yeah, we're coming forward again now. Martin Odegaard twisting and turning away. Ben White touches it into Declan Rice. Having a little run now past 2 or 3 players inside the penalty area. Declan Rice, can he get the cross in from this near side? He can't, but we managed to keep possession with Bukayo Saka. Martin Odegaard gives it back to Saka again, but West Ham do this time manage to clear the ball away. And let's go all the way through to David Raya into the last 4.5 minutes of the first half of normal time. Obviously, there's going to be some stoppage time, as we said. Zinchenko now bringing the ball forward for Arsenal. Pings it out to that far side to Gabriel Martinelli. Gabriel Martinelli twisting and turning, plays it back again to Zinchenko. Ball over the top to Martinelli again. Can he get a cross in? It's not a great cross, and it's gone into the arms of goalkeeper Areola, who we've not tested enough in this first half, have we? For all our possession, all our good football, we haven't tested the goalkeeper nearly enough. He's only had to make that one save from Bukayo Saka's header. And we've played nearly 41 minutes. And West Ham now trying to play the ball out from the back and almost getting themselves in trouble, actually. It was Agbonna there, but West Ham do keep possession, but they've given the ball away. And now it's with Martin Odegaard. Tries to put it through to Saka inside the box. Saka's going to put it across. Oh, it was good goalkeeping, actually. And then the rebound has bounced away. I'm not sure who that was. Was it Trossard in there? And it's gone behind for, I think it might be a goal kick. Poor play that from West Ham. Gave the ball away. Martin Odegaard, it was slotted in. Saka on this near side. And then he was a little bit wide. In fact, he's hit the post. I think Saka's hit the post. He did hit the post there, the near post. It came back out. I think it was Trossard. Couldn't convert it from inside the, about 8 yards out he was. And it's gone behind for a goal kick. Mark C says, I wish Jesus would find a nasty streak. He gets shoved around too easily. Well, the thing with Jesus is, and it's probably a South American thing, let's be honest. Every time anyone's ever near him, all his first thought is, I'm going to be fouled, I'm going to go down. That's his first thought every single time. It's not just him. I think it's a South American thing. And yeah, it's frustrating because if he tries to keep himself on his feet, he may well end up getting more opportunities to score. But yeah, we've seen it a lot, haven't we, with Jesus in particular, but with a lot of the South American players, that they seem to do that a lot, don't they? Anyway, there's a free kick now here. West Ham almost gave the ball away. It was Emerson there, got himself in trouble with Saka, but the referee said that Saka's fouled him. It is a free kick to West Ham on this near side, just inside Arsenal's half, and it's taken long by Agbonna over on that far side, but Martinelli's there to head that away. West Ham have picked the ball up again with Kudos, who's done well. He's going to try a shot from distance. Oh, it struck Declan Rice, I think it was. It is going to be a corner to West Ham. Their first corner. We're into the last couple of minutes of this first half. And we're going to see whether or not Arsenal can deal with this, because it's the first corner West Ham have had, and we know that's their danger. And it is over on that far side. They've got Souček's in there, the goal scorer. Agbonna's in there as well. In fact, Bowen and Ward-Prowse are coming across for this corner. Not sure it needs both of them, really. But anyway, West Ham have obviously got a plan here, have they? Or is it going to be just another free corner like one we did? Bowen now walks away. It is Ward-Prowse to take it towards the near post. Jesus flicks it on. It only comes to the edge of the box. Ben Rama chips it back in again. There's a West Ham player gone down, but he's offside anyway. It was Jared Bowen, and it was Gabriel Jesus who fouled him. Well, didn't foul him, sorry. It was Gabriel Jesus who was with him. He got fouled by Jared. In fact, I think Bowen might have been offside. Anyway, it doesn't matter because it's a free kick to Arsenal. Into the last minute of the 45. We'll find out very shortly how much stoppage time. My guess is 5 or 6, maybe. I would say 5 or 6. Let's go 5, shall we? Put your guesses in for stoppage time. I'm going 5. And Arsenal coming forward now with Trossard over on that far side. Tries to get a cross in, but it's deflected off Ogbonna, and it's gone into the arms of goalkeeper Areola. And another Arsenal opportunity. Trossard hasn't had a great first half, I don't think. He hasn't had a great first half at all. Everything, to be fair, most things have come up this near side with Bukayo Saka. Anyway, West Ham trying to get the ball clear, but Gabriel wins that header. But Arsenal do pick up the second ball. It was Alvarez there, played it forward. But Gabriel's picked it up now for Arsenal. Now finds William Saliba, pops it into midfield to Martin Odegaard, lays it off to Zinchenko. Oh, nearly a risky pass there from Zinchenko, trying to find Ben White, almost cut out there from Bowen. Another mistake almost there. There is 5 minutes stop, so there you go. I don't get match right. I normally get the stoppage time right, though. I'm normally quite good with that. Anyway, Arsenal now got 5 minutes to try and get level before the break. And Trossard again's come deeper this time. Plays the ball square to Ben White inside the centre circle. Brings it forward. Plays out this near side. Bukayo Saka it is. Plays it back to Declan Rice. Pops it into Trossard, into Martinelli. Into Odegaard, but he's lost the ball, Martin Odegaard. And it was Mavropanos, I think it was, who took it off him there. And then he's played it back here to Saeed Benrahma, the West Ham substitute. And now the ball's all the way back to goalkeeper Areola, who's gone. Oh, that's not a great kick, actually. And Declan Rice wins the header, but the ball is going to go all the way back to the West Ham goalkeeper. And we've played 1 minute of the 5 of stoppage time. It's still Arsenal 0, West Ham 1. But as I said, it was 1-0 at half time to West Ham in this fixture last season. And Arsenal came back to win at 3-1. They're just showing Paqueta there on the bench with an ice pack on behind his knee. That's his injury. That looked like it was the injury he had in the warm-up. So obviously it was a risk that didn't pay off for West Ham in terms of Paqueta, whether he'll be fit for the next game. Kudos now has done really well. Tries to thread the ball through to Bowen, but that's strong defending there from William Saliba. A good play there from Kudos on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area. He's a very, very good player, isn't he, Mohamed Kudos? He really is a tricky customer, and he's been scoring a lot of goals lately as well. Anyway, Arsenal now back in possession. Declan Rice strides forward for Arsenal in that typical style of his, finds Martin Odegaard. Still time for Arsenal to get this equaliser before the break, but we're going to have to maybe do it quite quickly. Zinchenko now finds Gabriel. A lot of empty seats over on that far side. People have gone for their half-time drink already. Anyway, the ball played up this near side to Bukayo Saka. A couple of touches from him. Again, he's got 2 defenders for company, and Arsenal lose the ball. It was Ben White, and now West Ham can break on the counter-attack. They've done this quite well. James Ward-Prowse up this near side finds Saeed Benrahma, plays it forward again looking for Ward-Prowse, but Declan Rice is there. Shuffles it back to goalkeeper David Raya, and he plays it out to William Saliba. Cornell's going to chat to him, my friend. He says, can't take this game seriously anymore since the decision. The whole entire VAR needs to do one. We haven't been great, but it annoys you. I mean, VAR should have been scrapped a long time ago. We all know that. But, you know, without VAR, with VAR, that goal still counts because the goal was given. So VAR didn't make that decision, did they? VAR just couldn't overrule it. So all that was a tackle inside the box there on Martin Odegaard. Arsenal have kept possession. We're finishing this half with a flourish here. Can we find the goal? But there was a handball there against Martinelli. It is a free kick to West Ham. Russ says, I can't wait for an apology. What? Arteta's going to apologise for, or is Zinchenko going to apologise for terrible defending? That's what I want to hear. I'm not worried about the referees making. At the end of the day, we haven't played well enough. That was a good tackle in the box there, actually, on Martin Odegaard there from Ogbonna. Terry says, after this first half, should be up the Khyber. Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's what you mean about carrying up the Arsenal. Yeah, that was just to do with that earlier. I don't see how we can rule that goal out without conclusive evidence it's gone out. And there wasn't for me there. There wasn't. But anyway, I'm more concerned or worried about our performance, which hasn't been good enough. Again, you know, Newcastle was the same. You could say that goal shouldn't have stood whatever it was, but we were terrible that day and didn't deserve anything from that game. We haven't really deserved much from this game either. All suddenly coming through again. Oh, but West Ham defend it well, and then Areola boots the ball up the pitch. William Saliba's under it. We have played 4.5 minutes of the 5 of stoppages. This will be the last action of the first half. It might lead to a chance. Trossard having like that West Ham defence. Trossard shot. Blocks again by Ogbonna. He's been a rock at the back for West Ham, hasn't he, in this game? He really has done well to West Ham captain again, but Arsenal still in possession, but not for very long because Kudos has won it back. And now West Ham have got a counter-attack of their own. The ball played over the top. They're looking for Saeed Benrahma, but it wasn't a great ball. And in fact, there goes the half-time whistle. It's been a half of frustration for Arsenal. It is, as you can see on the screen, Arsenal 0, West Ham 1. It was that goal very early in the game from Souček, a rare attack from West Ham. Terrible defending from Arsenal. Yes, did the ball go out? We don't know. It may have done. Inconclusive for me. The goal was given. It was given on the pitch. VAR didn't see enough to overrule it. And since then, Arsenal have huffed and puffed. That's been the story of that first half. Arsenal huffing and puffing and not really doing enough to get level. One big chance for Saka's header, which was a decent save from Areola in goal for West Ham, and that's all we've created. We've just not created enough. And regardless of whether that goal should have stood or not, we haven't done enough to be in front in this game. We are losing 1-0. We've got it all to do. But it was half-time, 1-0 last season, and we came out of a win, didn't we? Mark C says our players are getting in each other's way. We're trying to go through West Ham instead of going out wide across it. Well, we've crossed it a few times, but, you know, with West Ham, they've got a lot of height, haven't they? They're a very physical team defensively. And I'm not sure whether crossing into the box is going to be our best way to score. Our best way to score is going to be to get them turning, facing their own goal. We've not done that enough because we're moving the ball too slowly. But let's see, the second half, quite often we do up that tempo in that final third, don't we? Generally, regardless of the score line. So we'll have to now because, you know, we need to get a couple of goals. I'm sure we'll score. Nathan says far too comfortable for West Ham. It has been, you're right. I mean, they've defended well, West Ham, when they've had to, and they've got bodies behind the ball. They've made it difficult for us, of course. I mean, you know, not going to just sit back and let us knock the ball around, are they? But yeah, we've not done enough. We haven't done enough. Colonel says, I can accept a poor ref decision if it's the VAR, it's supposed to stop play and find a conclusive decision, which 99% of the time it does not. That's why I want it gone, go back to ref doing it all. No, I mean, I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. But VAR can only give a decision if they've seen something that they can overturn a decision for. You see what I mean? The referee, we go back to the referee, and I agree with you. That's what I want. I've been wanting this. I never wanted VAR in the first place, but I thought, well, let's give it a try, see how it works. It hasn't worked. I've wanted it gone for a year, 2 years now. And if we go back to the referee, that goal still stands because the referee on the pitch and the linesman gave it. Because the linesman probably couldn't see because the goal's in the way, there was players in the way. The referee's not going to see if the ball's definitely gone out from his position. And even the VAR replays were inconclusive for me. And, you know, obviously they're inconclusive for VAR. So VAR isn't an issue with this goal. VAR should be binned off 100%, but not because of this goal. This goal would have been given without VAR because the ref on the pitch gave it. And if the referee's making those decisions, that's it, then that goal stands still, doesn't it? Like the one at Newcastle, it was given on the pitch and VAR didn't overrule it. And it's the same. So they've got to improve the standard of referees on the pitch, first and foremost. VAR should only be used to correct decisions that are what are supposed to be clear and obvious mistakes. And if it's a clear and obvious mistake, then VAR should step in and change it. And they don't do that enough, and they don't do it right most of the time. So that's why VAR should go. It hasn't affected this game tonight because the referee on the pitch made the decision and VAR couldn't see enough to overrule it. And I don't want to be, I'm kind of with VAR on this particular one. I'm not often, but I think on this one, it is inconclusive and you have to give the goal. You can't, football's about goals, isn't it? The sport is about scoring goals. And I don't think, you know, the more ways they find to disallow a goal, the less goals we're going to get and the less exciting football's going to be. You have to try to, if a goal's scored, you want to try to get goals to be given because that's what you want to see. You want to see goals, don't you? And unless it's obviously should be disallowed, you know, I don't like the offside when they draw lines or that kind of. If it doesn't look offside, give the goal. Goal should stand unless you have to disallow them. It seems like they're looking for extra reasons to disallow goals these days, and that's what I don't like. Terry says, is it too early for Arteta out? Well, it's halfway through the season, my friend, and we are sort of second in the league. So I would say it is too early. He's got a bin off Zinchenko. I don't want to be talking about VAR. I want to be talking about how terrible Zinchenko is. What an awful defender that guy is. That's what I want to be talking about. I don't care about the referee. The referee didn't do that awful piece of defending, did he? He didn't get in Gabriel's way. That's Zinchenko's fault, 1,000,000%. And that's what we should be talking about. That's what Arteta should be focused on. If he comes out after this game, if we lose, if he comes out after this game and blames VAR, he needs to look at his own players. He needs to look at his own left back that he keeps picking, who's just terrible. And that's down to him. It's not down to the referee. It's not down to VAR. Didn't pick Zinchenko. VAR doesn't make Zinchenko be terrible, does he? VAR don't do that. You know, we need to look at what we can control. What we can control, obviously, is the decisions that we make on the pitch. And Zinchenko makes the wrong decisions far too often, and that's why we're conceding some stupid goals. Mark C says Brighton 4, Tottenham 0. Well, that's a shame, isn't it? That is a shame. Colonel says, but I remember before VAR, you had 2 officials behind the goal in some games, which also helped. That was in the Champions League, wasn't it? It was the Champions League where they had the 2 refs behind the goal. I'm not quite sure what they did, particularly. They never seemed to do a lot, did they? But I mean, yeah, would that be a better thing to do, do you think? I don't know, maybe for stuff like that, maybe because I was right on the line, wasn't they? They'd maybe see those things more. But I don't know why they got rid of them. Did they get rid of them because it just didn't work? I'm not really sure. But anyway, Terry says, did VAR get the save by Odegaard right against Liverpool? Yeah, see, funny enough, I said I was on, I don't know whether you guys saw it. I was on a Talk TV on Sunday about Liverpool game we're talking about. And obviously the Odegaard handball was obviously mentioned. And, I said, we had a decision go against us against Newcastle, and now we've had one go for us. And I said, no doubt the next VAR decision will go against us. And that's the way it goes. You get some for you, some against you. That one went against us. The one the other day went for us, as you said, it did. That saved us something there. And then tonight, has it gone against us or for us? I don't know. It's so difficult to tell. It's not, for me, it's inconclusive, isn't it? I mean, they're showing replays of it now. I don't think that's gone out. I mean, you can slow it down. You can, whatever you want. I'm not convinced that whole of the ball has crossed the line. I'm not. Rajendra says too much blame game. You're right. Yeah, there is. You're right. And I think what we need to look at is we need to look at ourselves. That's what I want. If you're going to blame anything, blame our performance on the pitch. Blame the mistakes that we've made in this game in this first half. That's why we're losing. Don't look elsewhere for things you can't control. And that's what annoys me sometimes about Arteta, with all those rants that he had about referees. It's irrelevant. You can't influence that. You can't change that. All you can do is improve your own work, improve your own performances. And that first half isn't good enough. That first half wasn't good enough. And we need to be better in the second half. And that's what Arteta needs to, but I'm sure he will be in the dressing room now. I'm sure they're discussing ways to improve our performance, not discussing the goal, other than from a defensive perspective, which they'll look at that obviously later on, won't they? They'll analyse that later on. Colonel says, I agree. Yes, I feel Zinni's a midfielder. I'm not even sure he's a footballer. I don't know what he does, to be honest with you. But anyway, Terry says, leave Bart alone. Let's talk. Havertz gone as well. I mean, to be honest with you, Havertz isn't playing tonight, so we can't really talk about him, can we? And he has been playing pretty well. I'm more worried about the players that are playing tonight and haven't played well enough. And unfortunately, Zinchenko is the main culprit again defensively. He's just awful. I think it was telling on that one, actually. You look at the Newcastle goal that was out of play potentially. Straight away, the Arsenal players stopped and appealed because they were so sure it had gone out. This one, they don't. They carry on playing. And it's a natural instinct, isn't it? If you think the ball's gone out, your natural instinct is to appeal. Put your arm up, appeal, looking at the referee, appealing for something. That's what you do. That's what we did at Newcastle. And yes, we should have defended until the whistle went. But you do look across at the referee, don't you? And I think you look at the replay there, even Zinchenko, who's on the line, the goalkeeper, nobody's appealed that's gone out at the time. Nobody did, which tends to suggest to me that it wasn't obviously gone out. It may have gone out, but it wasn't obvious because the players didn't appeal. And that's quite telling for me. And they're talking, obviously, half time now, they're spending the whole time talking about the goal. We are really. And, whereas we should be really talking how poor we were in that first half. Terry says, I watched you on Talk TV. Even a Liverpool fan was sensible. He was a good guy, wasn't he, Liverpool fan? I thought. I was, sometimes you get Liverpool fans, any team you're playing against, the opposition fans, and sometimes you wonder, what they're going to be like. But he was fine, wasn't he? He was sensible, yeah, and he made a lot of good points as well, I thought. And he seemed like a nice guy. He's got his own channel as well. I have to check him out, actually, and look at his channel because he seemed like a nice guy. You're right. I'm on there Sunday again, actually, talking about the Fulham game. I'll be on at 7 o'clock on Sunday on Talk TV again, obviously talking about the Fulham game and whatever. So we'll see. Hopefully, we'd have won that one and won this one as well, but we'll have to see. Mark C says, I'd like to see Arteta do something really simple. Just switch Saka and Martinelli around and see what happens. Well, when's he ever done that? I agree. I don't like all this invertedness and all that. Sometimes it's all right for spelling a game, switch your wingers over so you're playing on the wrong side, if you like. So you're cutting in on your right, on your stronger foot, having to cut in rather than go around the outside. But yeah, we should be swapping that around quite a lot. Our front three are quite interchangeable, aren't they? Martinelli can play through the centre, Trossard can play through the centre, Jesus can play through the centre, Jesus can play wide. Obviously, Martinelli could play either side, Saka can play either side. We need to, rather than just playing the same. I agree. I'd like to see us interchange those four players. They can all switch around. Saka can drop into a more central position at times as well, can't he? Trossard could go out wide. Martinelli can play through the centre. I'd like to see us mix it up. We don't. We play the same way all the time, don't we? And it can become predictable. And we've said this before. And when it doesn't work, it looks like it's never going to work because the other team look as though they've sussed it out and we don't make the changes. But when it does work, obviously it's brilliant. We can play some great stuff and we rip teams apart sometimes. But when it isn't working, as it isn't in this game, that's the time to make a few little adjustments. And that's my biggest criticism of Arteta, a plan B, doing something different. He doesn't want to do anything different. It's like he doesn't trust anything else other than this one way. And the problem is when the one way doesn't work. Let's see in the second half whether we are going to find a plan B. We are going to find something else. Mark C says, if there's no improvement, swap them back or introduce something. Exactly, yeah, try something different. I agree. After time, a lot of our games, we're crying out for that. Try something different. We don't really have a plan B in terms of different sort of players. Even the players on the bench, if you look at them, they're very similar to what we've got, aren't they? So, if Reece Nelson was to come on, say, for Martinelli or even for Saka and you put Trossard on the left, they're very similar type of players. They don't really offer anything different, do they? And that's my worry. And that's why I want to see us buying players who can come off the bench that are going to make a difference. That's what I mean by difference makers on the bench. Players that can win you a game by offering something different to the team that we don't already have. And all our players are very similar, aren't they? Smith Rowe, is he much different to what we've got? Oh, no, he's not. He's very similar. I'm not saying he can't come on and do something in a game, but he's too similar to what we've got already. So he's not going to make a massive difference to the game, is he? Because it's just going to be almost like a like for like change. But yeah, Colonel says there, what do you feel about Trossard being shoved in midfield? I'd have rather played El Neni. It's another example of Arteta trying new things that don't work. Well, he tried Trossard. He played Trossard in this position before. I can't remember what game it was now. And I didn't think it worked then because Trossard didn't play particularly well. I mean, I wouldn't have played El Neni. I would have played Jorginho. In fact, I thought Arteta was going to play Jorginho. But maybe because we're at home to West Ham, you think, do you really need Rice and Jorginho, two more defensive players at home to West Ham? Probably not. And Trossard is a more attacking option, a bit more like Havertz, I suppose. So I can understand why he's done it. It didn't really work last time. But, it's almost like he's not trying new things. He's trying what he tried last time that didn't work. He's trying it again rather than trying something different this time. Why not have maybe tried a Smith Rowe in there? We don't know how fit Smith Rowe is to start a game, but there's an option there, isn't there? But I don't know. Let's see what happens. Terry says Havertz made his best impression on me tonight. I agree. I wouldn't know if he's playing tonight or not. To be fair, he has been playing well, Terry. Come on, he's been playing well. Terry says, Mark getting all technical, you're confused Arteta saying things like that. Well, yeah, obviously it'll be very confusing if you try and do anything different. They're just showing, Tottenham have pulled 2 goals back. It's 4-2 now. Brighton, Tottenham 4-2. Is that right? I've not been keeping up with the other game, actually, because I was watching this one. It's come up on the screen as 4-2. It was it not 4-0 to Brighton, you said? Let's have a look. Let me get the scores. Oh, it's 4-2, yeah. Wow, that's an exciting game, isn't it? Tottenham scored the 81st and 85th minute. It's probably going to be a bit late for him to make a comeback now, isn't it? But anyway, you never know. You remember that game, that 4-all that we had at the Emirates that time against Tottenham? We were 4-2 up about a minute to go, weren't we? Harry's Willis, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. He says, come on, you Reds, indeed. The teams are back out for the second half, so let's see if we can find a way back into this game. And also just doing a little huddle pre-match. I don't think a pre-half huddle. I don't think there's been any changes that I'm aware of. By the look of it, it looks like it's the same 11 for Arsenal. And I don't think West Ham have made any other changes either. Mark C says, honestly, Terry, I think Martin Elliott has been a bit out of sorts lately. I'll be looking at giving ESR out tonight. Yeah, I don't think he's been playing that well recently either. It's not quite coming off for him, is it? For one reason or another, he's missed a few chances that ordinarily you would have maybe expected him to hit the target with. Anyway, we're just kicking off the second half. Arsenal are taking a goal to our left, which is the North Bank. It is Arsenal 0, West Ham 1. That early goal from Tomas Souček is all that separates the sides, and Arsenal need to do better in the second half if we're going to find a way to get the 3 points that we need to go back to the top of the table. But we need to get one goal first and get level. Anyway, Bukayo Saka straight away in the action finds Declan Rice. And he touches the ball back. My worry when games are like this, you look on the bench and who can come on and make that difference. I mean, Smith Rowe, then you're looking at Nelson and Ketia, and you wouldn't really necessarily trust either of them to be match changes, would you? Anyway, after coming forward straight away at the start of the second half, we're inside the penalty. Trossard touches it back to Declan Rice. That's the stretch. And it's gone out for a throw to West Ham. And we'll have to see. Mike says, we can't lose today. No, well, we can, and we're going about it, aren't we? Just got a bit hot in here. I just turned the radiator down. No, we can lose. Let's hope that we don't. But we are at the moment. We've only played a minute and a half of the second half, though. We are in possession. We did start the first half really well, didn't we? And then we went off the boil a little bit. But anyway, let's see if we can try and turn this around. Zinchenko now. Terry says, I've got a good feeling this second half. At some point, the old woman will make me a hot chocolate. Well, she might do. She might well do. Let's hope so. Let's pray for Terry to get his hot chocolate. And I'm sure he will. West Ham now coming forward for the first time in the second half. The ball played over the top, looking for the run of Jared Bowen. I think he may well have been offside. But the ball runs through to David Raya anyway. So it's a little bit irrelevant regardless. And Arsenal now looking to come forward over on that far side. Bukayo Saka. Can Arsenal find this goal? Ball played forward out that far side. Gabriel Jesus it is for Arsenal. He's got Agbona in front of him. He goes round the outside. Gabriel Jesus very tight there, keeps the ball in. But West Ham get it clear. Still the pressure's on though. Martin Odegaard finds Jesus again on his near side, but that ball was cut out. Emerson puts it behind it. It's going to be a corner to Arsenal again. The start of the second half over on that far side. It started to rain at the Emirates. Looks like sleet. We had some of that here today, earlier on this afternoon. And I went out running in it, which was good, wasn't it? That was clever of me, wasn't it? Anyway, it's a corner over on that far side, which Martin Odegaard is going to take. We played 3 minutes of the second half. West Ham 0, Arsenal 1. Can Martin Odegaard deliver this? Corner does to the edge of the box to Trossard. Shot comes in. It's put over the top, and Trossard there was caught after he'd played that shot by one of the West Ham defenders. Not sure it was actually, but the ball's gone over the top anyway. And Trossard has gone down. slightly different idea there of a corner maybe, but the shot comes in there and it was Kudos actually. Didn't really foul him at all. He's just landed awkwardly, I think, Trossard, and he's got like a wrist injury. Didn't he get that when he scored a goal, didn't he? He injured his wrist, didn't he, a couple of weeks ago against Burnley? Anyway, the rain's pouring down now actually here in North London, and Trossard is getting helped back to his feet again. And Mark says, if we could bring Tierney back from his loan in January, would you bring him in? Absolutely. I would. I'll do anything. I'd have anybody to get Zinchenko out of this team. He's a weak link, quite honestly. You know, he cost us a goal the other day. He's cost us a goal today. He's cost us numerous other goals in other games previously. And he's a liability. And again, to me, it just shows, doesn't it, that Arteta's more focused on the system, which Tierney doesn't really fit, does he? He doesn't fit the system. He's a better defender than Zinchenko. But because he doesn't fit the system, he wasn't getting picked. And when he was picked, he had to try and do things he wasn't as good at. And I said this before, you know, the way Mikel Arteta wants his left back to play, this sort of inverted one when he drops into midfield, Zinchenko's good at one half of that job, which is the forward bit going into midfield. But he can't, he's absolutely rubbish at the other half of the job, which is the defensive side. And Tierney's good at the other one. He's good at the defensive side and can't do the other one. And yet that particular thing was deemed not good enough. So he got rid of him. Cross comes in over on that far side. Kufal heads it away. Falls to Martinelli inside the box. Good feet across for Martinelli, but it's gone too far. Gabriel Jesus couldn't get on the end of that. And it's gone behind for a goal kick. Terry says, didn't he crash into the post? Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, that was that goal, wasn't it? Trossard, he injured his wrist, didn't he? Thought he might have had to go off at one point, but he didn't. He does get even when Trossard isn't playing. Was that the game I'm thinking of when he came in for Havertz, the Burnley game? He did score, didn't he? But I didn't think he played particularly well in that midfield role. He's much better. I like him on the left-hand side. That's, for me, that's Trossard's best position on that left-hand side. But anyway, he's playing where he is, and it hasn't really worked, has it? So far, maybe we've missed Havertz. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe if Havertz was playing, we'd be winning this game. Anyway, Trossard now plays the ball up this near side to Martinelli. Martinelli's having a run at Kufal, plays it back to Trossard, gets it back to Martinelli, but it runs away from him there. First touch wasn't great from Gabriel Martinelli. West Ham clear it away. Arsenal starting to see a little bit more urgency, moving the ball a little bit quicker now, as we have to do because we're losing and we're into the second half. And we've played, 51 and a half minutes. So we've still got time. But anyway, Saka now over on that far side, cuts in field again, finds Martin Odegaard. Ben White's on the overlap. That's not a good ball, though. Easily cut out by Emerson, who brings it forward for West Ham. Plays a long ball up the pitch. Declan Rice is in the way, though. And William Saliba just shrugs off the challenge there of Said Ben Rama. And now Arsenal coming forward again with Martin Odegaard. We ran into a bit of trouble, but managed to keep the ball. Finds Zinchenko very central. So when we've got the ball, that's where he has to be. It's where he likes to be. It's where Arteta wants him to be. And that's where Tierney couldn't do it. Anyway, the ball played up this near side to Martinelli again. Whips across him. But again, that's a poor cross. Agbona's easily there, heads that away. And then Kufal completes the clearance. And now West Ham are going to look for a counter-attack with Kudos on this near side. Tries to go around Gabriel, but Gabriel was far too strong and clever for him. And Arsenal pick up possession again. 52 and a half minutes played. Arsenal 0, West Ham 1. West Ham heading, as things stand, to a very, very rare win away at Arsenal. It'll only be their third ever win at the Emirates. Martinelli now looking to change that. Runs into the penalty, lays it back to Zinchenko. Now it's with Trossard. Plays it on to Declan Rice. He's going to line up a shot. Declan Rice just over the top. I said I fancied him to score today, and he almost did there. That was another good move from Arsenal. Zinchenko it was. Played it to Trossard. Laid it off. Declan Rice made room for the shot. Skimmed the top of the net as it went over. And I think the goalkeeper, Rio, had it covered anyway. Harry said Terry did crash into the post. Yeah, he did, when he scored that goal. That's right. Anyway, the goal kick's taken by Areola. Arsenal win their head. It was Zinchenko, and now Gabriel Martinelli through the centre. He's gone past a couple of challenges. Martinelli, he took too long to decide and was tackled. And now West Ham looking for a counter-attack. This is going to be the danger for me the longer this game goes on. All that ball's played through Jared Bowen, but it's going to run through in the end to goalkeeper David Raya. And that's the danger for Arsenal, isn't it now? We're going to have to take a few more risks, pushing players more forward, and when we lose the ball, we can be open to a counter-attack, and West Ham have got quality. Martinelli now inside the box finds Gabriel Jesus. He was crowded out there, though, and again, he's gone down. He goes down so easily, doesn't he? And now Kudos on the counter-attack. Oh, this is a good play, actually, from Kudos. He needs a bit of support now. He's played the ball out to that far side to Bowen. Jared Bowen's done well. Just inside the Arsenal penalty area, plays out to the far side. The ball comes, it's deflected wide by Ben White. It's a corner to West Ham. And this game is becoming really open now, isn't it? In this period of the second half, it's an Arsenal attack breaks down and West Ham are breaking. And that was a dangerous ball across. There was no one actually in the 6-yard box for West Ham, but it was cleared away anyway. And it is a corner off Ben White. And West Ham have got a chance to get the ball into the box. And we know how dangerous they are from these situations. It's going to be Ward-Prowse on that far side in front of those West Ham fans. Is this going to be the moment for West Ham to double their lead? And suddenly it will be difficult for Arsenal. Mavropanos is in there. He'd love to score against his former club, wouldn't he, tonight as well? This corner comes in from James Ward-Prowse towards the near post. It's a header. Oh, it has gone in. It is 2-0. And it is Mavropanos. And he doesn't celebrate. And we just saying, wasn't we? He'd like to score. He looks happy enough. He's refusing to celebrate too much out of respect for Arsenal. You've got to say fair play to him for that. Again, it's poor defending. It was a good corner from James Ward-Prowse, and it was a good header from Mavropanos, who never scored a goal for Arsenal. He's got a goal at the Emirates tonight, and he's doubled West Ham's lead, and suddenly Arsenal in trouble in this game. And we were saying the danger was there. That is a decent delivery. It's a very good delivery from the corner. Mavropanos made the run to the near post, and it's gone in off the crossbar, I think it is. It's gone in off the crossbar, yeah. Not great defending. And a big moment for Tino Mavropanos, the big Greek defender, has made it 2-0. Wow. And Arsenal on the brink of a first home defeat since May when Brighton won here 3-0. Now, this is where we're going to find out about this team. Mark C says, you could see that. Well, what did I say before that corner? I said Mavropanos might score, and he did. DMD says, there you go, indeed. 0-2. Indeed, it is 0-2. And that is Tino Mavropanos' first goal for West Ham. And he never scored for. I think he only played about 8 times for Arsenal, to be fair. But anyway, Arsenal got it all to do now. But there's still time. We've only played 56 minutes. So there's still enough time for Arsenal to find a way back into this game. But we need to do much better than we've done so far. Ben White over on that far side. Terry says we are absolutely Tom Tick. Well, we have been tonight. We have been really bad. Really, really bad. And now West Ham have won the ball again. Martin Odegaard it was, gave it away. And West Ham coming forward now with Saeed Benrahma. Plays it through, looking for Bowen. Good defending, though, that was there from Gabriel. That could have been 3-0 there. That would have been night game over, wouldn't it? And Arsenal can't really get going in the attacking sense at the moment either. But good defending from Gabriel, because if Jared Bowen was in on goal there, you would have fancied him to have scored. The West Ham top scorer. Anyway, Arsenal now trying to find a way back. It is at 2-0. If we can get a goal back fairly quickly, then certainly the comeback will be on. But Arsenal, again, Martin Odegaard's given the ball away. That's 2 or 3 times already in this second half. And now West Ham again looking to break forward with Jared Bowen. And they've looked dangerous on the counter-attack, West Ham, all night. And it's brought them 2 goals. And Arsenal now really are in a bit of a spot of trouble here in this game. Anyway, Martinelli now finding some space in a central position. Gabriel, 58 minutes played at the Emirates. Arsenal 0, West Ham 2. This would be a bit of a shock result if it stayed like this. Gabriel Jesus inside the area. Tries to curl a shot into that far post, but again, it's too high. It's gone behind for a goal kick. And it's just not working, is it? Mark C says we're so hell-bent on trying to thread the ball through the eye of a needle. Yeah, but this is what Arteta wants. This is how Arteta wants to play. And he's not going to change the way he wants to play for anybody, is he? And yeah, that's what he's trying to do. You're absolutely right. We're trying to do that. At least Jesus had a shot there, didn't he? Trying to curl it in that far corner, but he didn't get it right. It's gone behind. And Arsenal now are in a big spot of bother in this game. West Ham trying to come forward again up this near side. Bowen's chasing down Gabriel, but he was offside. Jared Bowen. It's a free kick taken quickly, and Arsenal trying to force this game, but force it too much. They've given the ball away to Kudos, and now Kufal up this near side. They just want to throw for West Ham. And you have to say West Ham at this moment in time are looking fairly comfortable in this game. And they've not had a lot of possession, and they've not had a lot of balls in our penalty area, but they've certainly been effective when they've had the opportunities. They've taken their chances well. They've taken their 2 goals. But they're just going to get they've just given away a goal kick there to Arsenal. And it is not looking good. Anyway, it's finished at the Amex, Brighton 4, Tottenham 2. So Tottenham's late comeback wasn't enough for them. Brighton have won that game. But we're in danger of losing 3 points here tonight as well. Gabriel now on halfway for Tottenham, for Arsenal. Sorry, just talking about Tottenham. It was just on me in my head. Gabriel now plays the ball up this near side to Trossard. Plays it infield to Gabriel Martinelli. Tried to find Zinchenko, but again, we've given the ball away. And West Ham again going to come forward up this near side with Kudos. And Arsenal, oh, well, we're going to bring Eddie Nketiah on. This is what I mean. This is the problems that we've got, right? We're losing 2-0. And who can we bring on? Eddie. It's all we've got. You know, it's not Eddie's fault. He's all we've got. He is all we've got. And he's not good enough. And he's not going to get us out of this sticky situation. Reece Nelson's coming on as well. There you go. The only 2 players that we've got really that you think are even potential game changers are those 2. And they're not game changers at this level. They're just not. And this is where we are. And if we don't buy in January, we're not going to win the league with this squad. We're just not. And I've been saying that for a long time, but people just say, "Oh, you're just too negative." Well, no, it's just real. It's realistic, isn't it? You know, when all you've got to bring on is Eddie Nketiah and Reece Nelson when you're 2-0 down at home to West Ham, then you know that you've got a weakness in your squad that needs to be solved quickly. But we spent 600 million already to have this weak squad. Where's that money gone? Well, it's gone on players that was never good enough. That never worked out because the system's too complicated for them. You know, the Vieiras of this world, Tavares, Lacongas and people like that. Anyway, Ben White now touches the ball off over on that far side. Declan Rice, who was money well spent, a lot of money, but money well spent, you have to say. But Declan Rice can't do it on his own. We've got a chance now. Saka's shot is blocked again by West Ham. They have defended for their lives in this game. Zinchenko now on this near side. The only thing I like about Zinchenko is the fact he wears black boots. When black boots was good it's about the only good thing you can say about Zinchenko at the minute. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward again. There's a player over on that far side. It's Ben White. His crossover is deflected again. It was good defending. That was from James Ward-Prowse. Martin Odegaard picks up the ball. Can he get a cross in? He's got 2 defenders in front of him. He won't put a cross in because he never does. He'll just find a little pass, won't he? Oh, he does put a cross in. It's not a bad cross either, but Agbonna heads it away. Another mistake by Zinchenko, and now West Ham have got another counter-attacking opportunity. Bowen finds Kudos. He's going to play the ball back in to Jared Bowen. And West Ham still in possession with Kudos again. Was he pushed over by Gabriel? Referee says no, West Ham still in possession anyway. But that was poor again from Zinchenko. Why is he? How on earth is he still on this pitch? Or is he going to be one that goes off when we bring on Eddie and Reece Nelson? But we'll see. Mark C says a total lack of imagination. Absolutely, yeah, it is a lack of imagination. Are we going to find a way back here? No, we're not, because Saka again has taken too long to make his mind up, and West Ham have cleared it away. And now Bowen is battling away for the ball. Bowen's done well. He's done really well. He's got Kudos this side. He needed more. He needed to help the other side. Ben Rama couldn't get there, and Arsenal defend that pretty well in the end. But again, it was a dangerous moment from Arsenal, giving the ball away in a bad area. Terry says, how long before Arteta makes some subs to try and hang on to the 2-0 defeat? Well, he's just about to do that now. And that cross there from Saka, and Areola grabs the ball. We've played 63 minutes. Terry says, Nenny, always good for a Katie McCabe screamer. No, he is. He's always likely to get one at some stage. But anyway, it is Tino Mavropanos' goal for West Ham that's given them that 2-0 lead. And what have Arsenal got? Going to be a throw now to Arsenal. Still no sign of the substitutions. They were ready to come on. They're still ready to come on. Oh, they are coming on now. And Martinelli's going off. Not a great game for Martinelli tonight. He's going off and Reece Nelson's coming on. Got a feeling that he'll play down that left-hand side, won't he? And Eddie's coming on as well. I'm assuming it must be Jesus. No, it's Zinchenko that's going off. Good. Ta-da, mate. So Zinchenko's off. Eddie Nketiah's on. So we're going for it a little bit here, aren't we? We're going to go to three at the back. Maybe Declan Rice is going to drop in there, perhaps. We're coming forward now. Saka, we're throwing everything at this now. At least we're putting more bodies into the box. Cross comes in. A header comes in from Jesus, but it's straight at Areola. And that's a save there from the goalkeeper. A little bit better, though, from Arsenal. Saka's cross it was from that far side. And Jesus got his head on it, but it was far too close to the goalkeeper. Marcy says, we are too predictable. Yeah, we are. Of course we are. We've said this all along. We've said this all along. I mean, I say there's no plan B. You can say this is kind of a plan B. It's not often he keeps Eddie and Jesus on together, is it? Not often. So he's gone. It looks like it's probably going to be a three at the back, is what it looks like. In fact, Ben White looks as though he's dropped in. Saliba, Gabriel, and Ben White. Looks like that's what we're doing. So Declan Rice is still in that midfield position. Anyway, Martin Odegaard now. We want to see some inspiration from the captain, Gabriel, striding forward from the back. About 15 yards outside of West Ham penalty, plays it square to William Saliba. Now it's with Declan Rice into Eddie Nketiah, lays it off to Ben White. Are we going to find a way back into this game? Eddie Nketiah over on that far side, done well. Cross again is blocked. West Ham have defended those situations really, really well. Martin Odegaard inside the box. Tries to take it round 2 or 3 players. That's a good ball. Ben White crosses it in. The header from Jesus, a free header at the far post, and he's put it over the bar. And that was the big chance. That was good play, actually, from Martinelli there. Good. It was a well stood up cross there from Ben White. And Jesus was there at the far post. It's almost a free header, really. He's got to do better there. It is a free header. He's got to do better there. Terry says, funny how Bart ain't waving his arms in the air after another bad game. Mark Cease, I don't believe it. Yeah, that was a big chance. That really was a big chance. And 66 minutes gone? That would have been a big time to have got a goal back, wouldn't it? It would have been a big, big time to get a goal back. But it's a throw to West Ham instead on his near side, which Kufal is going to take, tries to find Kudos, but Gabriel wins that header. And to be fair, now they've took Zinchenko off, we're probably less likely to concede another goal. But let's see. We've just won the ball back. Reece Nelson it was. Gabriel plays it back to David Raya. He's got the ball at his feet. Just touches it off to Ben White. It was a very good cross. Ben White just put in there. And really, Gabriel Jesus has got to hit the target. You're not saying he's going to score, but he's got to hit the target. He's got to make the goalkeeper work there. And he didn't do enough to make that happen, did he? Hitting it over the bar. And Arsenal now still need 3 goals to go top of the league. But we certainly need 2 to at least get a draw, get something out of this game, preserve our unbeaten home record, which goes back to May when Brighton won here 3-0. That was another Arsenal poor performance that day. This has been a poor Arsenal performance tonight, but we've still got time. We've still got 22 and a half minutes to turn this game around, try to find a couple of goals, get ourselves back in it. Gabriel now bringing it forward for Arsenal. Finds Reece Nelson, who has took that position on that left-hand side. Finds William Saliba. Now it's with Ben White. So Odegaard now on that far side. Threads a ball through, but he's overhit that. Saka can't get that. It's gone behind for a goal kick. More frustration for Arsenal. And Arsenal are heading for what would be only a 3rd league defeat of the season. It would actually be the 2nd time West Ham have beaten us this season, because they beat us in the Carabao Cup as well, of course, if you remember. And they're just showing that 2nd goal again from Mavropanos, the former Arsenal defender. And he gets a goal that I'm sure he will mean a lot to him. Terry says, just going to have a practice and pray, Ivan Toney. Well, let's see what January brings. Mark C says there, deja vu all over again. Yeah, it's certainly looking that way. It is certainly looking that way. Anyway, Declan Rice there in possession for Arsenal. He's going to want to do everything he can to try and salvage something here, isn't he? He won't want to lose to his former club, will he? There's no doubt about that. But it's going to take something special now for Arsenal in these last 20 minutes or so that remain. Martin Ødegaard, can he get across in? He does get across in. It's a chance at a near post from Reece Nelson. Couldn't get on the end of it. And Jesus has done well there to win the ball back. And Arsenal keep possession. But in fact, it's a free kick. Jesus was fouled there by Kudos. And it is a free kick to Arsenal, which is just on this near side. Phil says there, we look static and out of ideas. We do. We do look static and out of ideas. And it's not the first time, is it, that's been what we've said. Anyway, we've got a free kick now. We've got a chance to get a goal back. There is still over 20 minutes left. If we can score now, then who knows? It's going to be Reece Nelson with his free kick. It's about 5 yards outside the penalty on this near side. It's not sort of central. It's on this near side, so it's more like it's a crossing situation. And it's about 5 yards outside the penalty area. This is a good ball. We'll have a chance here of getting a goal back, and that could make a big difference in this game. Reece Nelson goes long. Oh, he's overhit that. That's a terrible waste of a free kick again. There's 2 or 3 set pieces tonight we've just wasted. I don't know what Arteta's clapping for, because that was absolutely awful. Overhit it. It's gone behind, and it is a goal kick to West Ham. And obviously, they're in no rush to take it. They are going to take as much time as is humanly possible to get away with Areola, the goalkeeper. And he's now took that goal kick up this near side. Declan Rice wins the header. Eddie Nketiah holds off Kufal. And now Reece Nelson's going to have a run past a couple of defenders, Reece Nelson, but he maybe did too much there. Kufal's now got the ball for West Ham. Again, it's good defending from West Ham. And Kudos trying to bring the ball forward for them. A little bit of pinball in midfield, but Arsenal come away with the ball with Declan Rice. Good play from Declan Rice. He's been good. Even though the team haven't played that well tonight, he's still been head and shoulders above everybody else. Terry says, look on the bright side. At least we threw it away before the new year. This is, we haven't thrown it away yet, have we? Even if we lose this game, we certainly haven't thrown it away. But yeah, it would be a really, really poor result. Anyway, second over on that far side. Can we find something here? Declan Rice are going to try a shot. Deflected. West Ham are going to try their best to stop him scoring, aren't they? Certainly. Anyway, we've managed to pick the ball up again. Declan Rice again, just on the edge of the West Ham penalty. Tries to thread the ball through to Reece Nelson. Wasn't a great pass that time from Declan. And West Ham can bring it clear with Kudos, but Declan does well to win it back. And Arsenal have now given away a free kick. Reece Nelson is going to get himself a yellow card. I think that might be the first yellow card of the game, actually. Excuse me. And Declan Rice won the first ball, and then Reece Nelson was late in there on Souček. And it is a free kick to West Ham and a yellow card to Reece Nelson. The first yellow card of the night, I think that is. Which has taken 72 minutes. Anyway, West Ham coming forward now. Saeed Benrahma on his near side. Skip past Ben White a little bit too easily. Is this going to be a chance for West Ham to get a third goal? Benrahma's shot's blocked. And Arsenal managed to clear it away with Bukayo Saka looking for Eddie Nketiah. But that's a terrible touch. And West Ham will clear this up. Areola falls over as he clears that ball away. But West Ham are going to win the header. And they've won the ball again over on that far side. It's a really good play, actually, by Emerson. That was. And Mark C says, at least someone tell Jesus, if you're going to fall over, at least do it in a penalty. I don't think he cares where he is. He'll just fall over no matter where he is on the pitch. It's just what he does. His first thought is to fall over, isn't it? But anyway, the ball is now back with goalkeeper Areola. Plays it long. Headed there from Gabriel. He's going to find Jesus on this near side. Now it's with Reece Nelson. 73 minutes played. Is it going to be another big finish from Arsenal at the Emirates? We've had a few over the last year or so. Is this going to be another one? Let's see. Saka in possession. Finds Ben White outside him. Saka gets it back again. Plays it to the edge of the box to Reece Nelson. Finds it into Eddie Nketiah, but again a touch goes away. Saka's shot blocked. Comes to Ødegaard on that far side. cuts inside. Odegaard looking to try and get the ball back into the danger area. He's having to go a long way around. He does pull it back to Trossard inside the box. Good turn from Trossard. That's a good save from Areola. That's Arsenal's best chance of the second half, really. Good save. Lovely play that was. Odegaard pulled it back. Trossard. That's a lovely first touch from Trossard then. Managed to get his shot away. And that's a good save with his right foot. It is a corner, though, to Arsenal over on that far side. Corner comes into that near post. Header comes in. It's going to be cleared away again, though, by Soufal it was. Trossard pings it back over that far side. But again, it's a West Ham head there. I think that was Emerson. Heads it away to James Ward-Prowse. And you have to say West Ham have defended really, really well tonight. We've not done enough. We've got Serge says there, what's the matter with us, Emirates? We can't win. What's the problem again? Well, the problem is we're too slow moving the ball. We're not stretching it. We're too predictable. We've said that before. We're too predictable. Martin Odegaard's going to try a shot from distance. It goes wide, and that's another shot wide, and that's been the feature tonight. We haven't hit the target enough times, have we? I don't know how many shots we've actually had on target. I can only remember 2. The one in the first half from Saka, the header, and then there was the shot just a moment ago from Trossard. And it's now headed away again by West Ham. It's going to be a goal kick. And it was Soufal there with the header away. And West Ham now in possession again. We're into the last 15 minutes here at the Emirates. It is Arsenal 0, West Ham 2. Are we going to find a way back? Time is running out, you have to say. It really is running out. If we're going to get something from this game, we are going to have to score fairly soon, you think. And West Ham now won a free kick over on that far side. Martin Odegaard, it was, has given that away. Seems a bit frustrated there, but I think he did catch him. Phil says there, here's a stat they said with the most goals from corners. Yeah, I think we have. I don't know how. But anyway, probably because we get so many corners. I bet our conversion rate of corners is low. We just get so many corners that we score the most from them. So they need to find out how many we've had. We've probably had the most corners in the league by an absolute mile. That's probably why we scored the most. And there's a goal kick to Arsenal. Good defending from Saka, actually. Playing in the right back position. Of course, now with this 3 at the back situation, it's going to mean players have got to maybe fill in slightly different roles to what they've been used to. If we're going to get this game won or avoid defeat. Now it seems like the most likely outcome of this is that we're going to try and avoid defeat. We're heading down to Wolves the last 10 minutes and we are still 2 goals behind. That's really poor from Eddie Nketiah, really, really poor. And this is what we're talking about. Where's the players from the bench that can make a difference? Smith Rowe's coming on now. Potentially, he's got the potential to make a difference. You have to say he has. But how fit is he? How sharp is he? We don't know. He's not played many minutes. It's a big ask to expect him to come on and change this game in the last 12 minutes or so when he's hardly played. Phil says 5. We've scored 5 from corners, have we? How many corners have we had, though, to score them 5? Probably 1 million, which isn't that great, is it, really? But anyway, the ball's now gone out as I've run that fast now. As Martin Odegaard's kept it in. Arsenal still pressing for a goal back here. Martin Odegaard, can he get a cross in? He's got Trossard just outside if he can find him. He does find the little Belgium, plays it into William Saliba, threads the ball into the area. Saka's got some space. Can he get a shot away? He does get a shot away. Straight at the goalkeeper again, but at least it is another shot on target for Arsenal. And Emile Smith-Rowe is going to come on, just getting some final instructions from Arteta. Again, it's a shot on target, but again, it's a fairly comfortable save for the goalkeeper. You'd expect the goalkeeper to save that. Terry says, surely I can say Arteta out now. Wait till April, maybe. We'll see where we are then. It's too early in the season, really, isn't it? And it will be our first home defeat, only our 3rd league defeat of the season. We have to say Emery got sacked after losing 3 league games, although that was earlier in the season, obviously. But November, whenever it was. Phil says, we've been so poor tonight. We have, mate. We've been awful, honestly. One of our worst performances of the season by a long way. I mean, West Ham have played well. They've come with a plan. West Ham. You know, you can see David Moyes has seen how we were going to play, and he knew what to do. Anyway, Trossard is going off, and it's Smith Rowe. Is Smith Rowe going to be the game changer? You know, we'd be dying for him to be the game changer, but I just feel he's not played enough football, and to expect him to come on and make a massive difference in the last 12 minutes of this game is too much to ask. Mark C says you're being too polite, Phil. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice way of putting it, but he's right. We've been awful. We have been really, really poor, and we are getting what we deserve from this game, which is nothing at this moment in time. But there is still time, and so we've had plenty of late comebacks in the past. Can we produce one here? Of course, this will be a good result for Liverpool and Aston Villa as well, won't it? Chasing us for that title. And Liverpool will stay top, 2 points clear if this game stays like this. Coming into the last 10 minutes. Saka now on that far side, plays it back to Martin Odegaard. The ball into towards the far post. Oh, it was Smith Rowe trying to get on the end of it there. We said he was maybe expecting too much of him to be the game changer. He almost was there. Lovely cross from Martin Odegaard. Great run from Smith Rowe. He's not been able to do enough of that, has he, in the last year or so. He used to do that so well, didn't he? Maybe not the best with his head, but he couldn't quite get there anyway. But want to see him doing that more, don't we? Making them late runs into the box, because he did score a lot of goals like that, didn't he, a couple of years ago when he was one of our top scorers, wasn't he, 2 seasons ago? And he's had a lot of injury issues and been out of favour since then, of course, as we know. Anyway, Arsenal, now we are into the last 10 minutes. And it is going to take something really special if Arsenal are going to turn this around. So let's see what happens. West Ham haven't made any other substitutions yet, have they? Apart from that one they had to make when Said Benrahma came on for Paqueta early on in this game. He's not made any others, David Moyes. Anyway, Martin Odegaard now plays the ball out to Ben White, finds Bukayo Saka, plays it back to Martin Odegaard. 9 minutes to play. Can Arsenal find a goal? Not like that, they won't. Again, Martin Odegaard's given the ball away. He's been really poor tonight as well. And West Ham can now launch a counter-attack. And they're keeping possession well here, West Ham. That's the ball over the top, looking for the run of Kudos. But David Raya's way out of his penalty area and tied his out well, actually. Good goalkeeping that was there from the Spaniard. If he had stayed in his goal there, Kudos may well have been in. He's very quick, isn't he? But in the end, David Raya dealt with that well. Now it's Saka over on that far side. Plays the ball into Jesus on the edge of the box. Saka gets it back. He's gone down. Referee's not interested. And Saka is appealing there. It was Ogbonna with the challenge. Oh, he's caught him there. RVAR are going to check this. If they do, I think this might be a penalty. Because he's caught him. Ogbonna's caught Saka there. But no, I don't think VAR have checked it. Are they checking it now? I think VAR are checking it now. I think Arsenal may well have a penalty here, and this could be the game-changing moment in this game. Terry says, now Saka and Nelly aren't scoring and saving Arteta's arse. This team ain't as good as Arteta's sexuals led you believe, and now it's showing. I mean, it is only one game. We did play well at Liverpool the other night. I think this is a penalty. I think we're going to have a way back into this game. He stuck his leg out. Oh, actually, I don't know if he stuck his leg out, but Saka's put his leg into Ogbonna's leg there. Oh, I don't know. It's a tricky one, this. He stuck his leg out, and then Saka's left his leg in to make sure he was caught. He has caught him. His leg was there. He did catch him. Oh, I don't know. To be fair, Ogbonna's shorts were pulled by Jesus. And that may have been the difference maker in that. The VAR has said no penalty. And now Kudos is coming forward for West Ham. And his cross is deflected. It's going to be a corner to West Ham inside the last 7 minutes. I mean, it did look as though he was caught, but maybe the fact that Jesus had pulled on Ogbonna's shorts has kind of mitigated that a little bit for West Ham, maybe. Stupid that from Jesus. But anyway, here's a corner to West Ham. Should they get a third goal, none of it's going to matter, is it? And they did score from an earlier corner with Mavra Panos' header. He's in there again, the big Greek defender. And it's going to be Ward-Prowse with a corner. Of course it is. Ward-Prowse. That's another decent ball. It's another header won by Mavropanos. The ball comes out to Jared Bowen over on that far side. Tried to get a cross in. Smith Rowe was there to stop him, but they kept possession. The ball does come into the box now, headed away. And West Ham now having a good little spell here. And obviously, they were to get a third goal. That would be it. And Arsenal won a free kick. Saka was fouled over on that far side by Emerson. He may well be the second player to get a booking. I mean, he won the ball, but he's gone right through the back of Saka, actually. Terry says, if that's a pen, the football world's gone mad. Well, it would have been a soft one, wouldn't it? Because he left his leg there, didn't he? But he was kind of cool. I just think Jesus pulling on his shorts maybe was perhaps the reason why they never gave it. Anyway, Arsenal are coming forward again. We're into the last 6 minutes. Bukayo Saka over on that far side. His cross is deflected again by Bowen, who's worked really, really hard. And Ben Rama, that was, he worked really, really hard. And now West Ham coming forward on the counter-attack with Alvarez. It's a decent game for West Ham. Defensively, they've been really, really good, you have to say. And they're getting close to their first win at Arsenal since August 2015. First game of the season, that was. They won 2-0 on that particular occasion, and they are heading for another 2-0 victory tonight, unless Arsenal can find something special in these last 5 minutes of normal time. There'll be a bit of stoppage time. There was that VAR check. There was a few substitutions for Arsenal. Bit of time wasting for West Ham as well. Arsenal now coming forward. Ødegaard inside the penalty area. Good tackle from Ward-Prowse. Ødegaard's kept the ball. Cross comes in, headed out again by West Ham. Smith Rowe with a shot from the edge of the box. Again, it's too close to the goalkeeper, who's made a comfortable save, Areola. And that has been the story of this match for Arsenal tonight. Haven't made the most of some of these opportunities that we've had. I mean, Smith Rowe couldn't do a lot else with that, really. It came at him really quickly. He's had to hit it first time, and he couldn't get any direction on it. And a lot of the fans have had enough. They're going home. There's a mass exodus at the Emirates. There is 4.5 minutes to play. And if Arsenal stage a late comeback now, there's going to be a lot of fans are going to miss it. They'll be queuing for the train regardless. They might as well stay. Anyway, West Ham are coming forward now. Maybe they'll get a third goal. And you could maybe understand people going home at that point if that was to happen. Anyway, Kudus now on this near side. Kudus cuts in. Is he going to try a shot? No, he's not, because he was tackled on the edge of the box. But West Ham have still managed to keep possession with Souček, who's gone down. The referee says play on. And Reece Nelson now finds Emil Smith Rowe. It was his block on the edge of the box. And Emil Smith Rowe's striding forward for Arsenal. Finds Reece Nelson. And that's gone behind. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal. Mark C. So I'll give my right arm for a Giroud, Bent or Adebayo, or someone with physical presence. Yeah, I agree, 100%. I've been saying this for a while, but that's not the sort of player that Arteta wants. He doesn't want a centre forward like that because he doesn't want to play that way. You know, Martin Ødegaard now over on that far side. It is far too predictable, you have to say. But Martin Ødegaard's trying to find a shot. It's deflected, and it's going to be comfortable for the goalkeeper, Areola, who dives on the ball. And he's going to be in no hurry, is he, to get rid of this? We're into the last 3 minutes of normal time. Arsenal are heading for a third league defeat of the season. And you have to say, we haven't deserved anything else from this game tonight. It's been exceedingly poor from Arsenal. And West Ham have done their homework. Not that you have to do much homework, because you know what Arsenal are going to do. And West Ham have executed their game plan to absolute perfection tonight. And Arsenal just haven't shown enough to warrant anything from this game. But there's still time. We're coming forward again. This is a bit better from Arsenal. Jesus has found Reece Nelson on this near side. Nelson's done well since he's come on. He's got the ball again now, Reece Nelson. He generally does, doesn't he? I mean, I wouldn't say he's a game-changing player, but he generally comes on and does well. Smith Rowe, who's done pretty well as well. He's not had much impact as yet. He's not been on that long, has he? Reece Nelson with a cross this time from this near side. Eddie Nketiah, who's not had any impact at all on this game, unsurprisingly. He's got the ball now, however, on that far side, just inside the area. Can he get a cross in? He can. It's deflected behind. It is going to be another corner to Arsenal. 88 minutes on the clock. And if Arsenal score now, there is going to be some tension, isn't there, for West Ham, you have to say, with 2 minutes and stoppage time to play. It's going to be Saka with this corner from that far side. in towards the near post. West Ham sort of clear it away. An overhead kick from Eddie Nketiah. No power on it. Easy save. And another opportunity for Arsenal has gone begging. I mean, Eddie Nketiah is going to score an overhead kick, is he? All right, then. Phil says they're trying to walk it in. Well, I don't know. I don't really know what we're doing, if I'm honest. I don't really know what we're doing. None of it makes any sense. You know, Gabriel heads that back to goalkeeper David Raya, and Jared Bowen here just has a few words with Gabriel as they go back. But Arsenal coming forward now. Saka over on that far side. We're into the last minute of the 90. There will be 5 or 6 minutes of stoppage time, you do feel, because of the VAR check, the substitutions and what have you. I'm going 6 minutes this time. I went 5 in the first half. I'm going 6 in the second half. Just because you generally get more in the second half, and there has been a VAR check as well. Not as long a VAR check, you have to say, but anyway. Reece Nelson now has done really well again. And now it is West Ham now coming forward again with the ball, trying to coup foul up this near side. And surely that's a foul there by Bowen on Gabriel. Those who just had a few words before. You think that was a little bit of afters on that Declan Rice now. He would love to start this comeback. We're going to find out how much stoppage time there is very shortly. Martin Odegaard's going to try a shot from distance. And it's gone wide, or did the goalkeeper push it wide? I think he has. I think it's going to be a corner. That's a decent effort. It's going to be 5 minutes of stoppage time by the look of it. 5 minutes of stoppage time, as it was in the first half. So there you go. It's going to be the same again. And it's another corner to Arsenal, which Saka is going to take over on that far side in towards the near post. Again, West Ham deal with it. Comes out to Reece Nelson. Reece Nelson with a shot, but it's gone high and wide. And that sums up this game. Terry says, everyone knew we needed a centre forward for 4 years. This is all down to Arteta. Another season of excuses coming. Yeah, I mean, he's brought one centre forward in 4 years, and that's Jesus, who's not really a centre forward anyway. Phil says 5 minutes indeed. 5 minutes. Well, that was a good save from Mariota, actually, just from Martin Odegaard's shot just a minute ago. But nothing came at a corner, and it's a goal kick to West Ham. We've played nearly 1 minute of the 5. We're looking at trying to salvage a point now, aren't we, if anything? And that doesn't even look like that's going to happen either. Mark C says a proper shot on target only took us 90 minutes. Yeah, well, it probably is our first proper shot. You're right. We've had a few, but they've been comfortable for the goalkeeper, haven't they? That probably is the first proper shot. I think you're right. And that's why we're losing 2-0. Martin Odegaard now, it was his shot there that almost brought a goal back for us. Saka now over on that far side. A lot of empty seats now at the Emirates. Martin Odegaard trying to go round a couple of players. Saka inside the box, tries a shot, it's deflected. It's going to be another corner to Arsenal. We haven't quite given this up yet, but it's not looking particularly likely, is it? Jesus has just got booked. I'm not quite sure why. Just came up there. Anyway, the corner comes into the near post. It's flicked on, and over the top was that Eddie Nketiah there, or William Saliba, possibly at the near post. In fact, it may come off a West Ham head. It's going to be another corner to Arsenal. We've played nearly 2 minutes of stoppage time. We need this to go in to have any chance of getting a point even. Martin Odegaard's free kick to the near post again. Again, it's headed out by West Ham. Back out again to Martin Odegaard. Lines up a cross. It's a decent cross again, though. It's Mavropanos' header. He's had a decent game, hasn't he? The former Arsenal player, the Greek defender. His second goal is the one that's probably going to mean we're going to go away with nothing from this game. Smith Rowe for Arsenal. 3 minutes to play. Jesus on this near side. Gabriel, can he get a cross in? He does get a cross in. He comes to Saka. That's a nice touch. Eddie Nketiah shot on the turns blocked. And then James Ward-Prowse heads it clear only as far as Gabriel. And now it's with Declan Rice. 2.5 minutes left of stoppage time. The ball played into this near side to Gabriel Jesus. Good touch from him. Can we get the ball into the box? Reece Nelson on the edge, plays it square. Comes to Declan Rice now. Is he going to manage to get a shot away? Goes past a couple of players. Finds Jesus inside the penalty area. On this near side, plays it back. Gabriel, he's going to line up across. He does line up across. Again, it's a West Ham head gets there. And Souček there. That's a strange clearance, actually. It gives it straight back to Gabriel Jesus on this near side. West Ham looking tired. They've not made any substitutions apart from the one they had to. Declan Rice now. The ball's played back to Ben White. Over on that far side there, it's Martin Odegaard just inside the penalty. Ben White's gone around the outside. He plays it back to Smith Rowe. Gets it back, Martin Odegaard. just on the edge, just inside the penalty area now, over on that far side. Does too much, takes too long. West Ham get it away again. And now Kudos is coming clear on a counter-attack for West Ham. I'm sure he's just going to try and keep possession of the ball, but he waits too long. He's tackled there by Reece Nelson. It's a throw to West Ham. 90 seconds to play. Arsenal have lost this game. I don't think there's much doubt about that. Mark C says there, Areola's had a comfortable night. That save from Erdegaard was our first shot that made him stretch. Yeah, he had a comfortable night. Terry says, second time Arteta has mugged Rice off against West Ham this season. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're going to beat us twice this season. And they may well get another goal if they even bother to come forward. There's only a minute of stoppage time to play. They're in possession over on that far side. The West Ham fans are enjoying this out behind that goal. So the West Ham are coming forward again. Maybe they can get a third goal. Oh, Declan Rice slips over in the box. And that's a penalty to West Ham. In the final minute, it's Declan Rice who's given it away. A poor first touch. And West Ham have won a penalty. I think it was Emerson who he fouled. And this is going to put the seal on it for West Ham. This will be our heaviest home defeat since, well, first home defeat since May, our heaviest home defeat since May as well. That was 3-0. This could well be 3-0. Actually, Declan Rice slips over, to be fair. And it was a clear foul on Emerson. And it is going to be, it was a slip there that made the difference. And he can't have too many complaints there at all. And it is a penalty. That's a clear decision that even VAR can't get wrong. And this may well be the last action of this game. And it's a chance for West Ham to get a third goal. It's going to be Saeed Benrahma, the West Ham substitute, with this penalty. I'm not quite sure what the hold-up is. It can't be for VAR check because that's the most blatant penalty you'll ever see. There's no pressure on Benrahma here, of course. If he misses, West Ham still win the game. And if he scores, they're going to win 3-0. And that's going to put a massive dent in their goal difference as well, isn't it? Anyway, it is Saeed Benrahma against David Raya. The first penalty I think he's faced for Arsenal, hasn't he, in open play since he's been in goal. But Benrahma, oh, he saves it. David Raya makes the save. It's a little bit pointless, really. Good moment for him, I suppose. The first penalty he's faced, and he has saved it. And it's going to mean we lose 2-0 instead of 3-0. But that's not really. In fact, there goes the full-time whistle. It's been really, 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 really poor tonight from Arsenal. We've got what we deserve from this game, which is absolutely nothing. West Ham have won at the Emirates for the first time since 2015. It was a goal in each half. It was Thomas Souček with the first one. A little bit of controversy. Had the ball gone out of play. Awful defending from Arsenal in the first place for Souček to score. And then the second one was a header from a corner by Mavropanos, the former Arsenal player, another ex-Arsenal player coming back to haunt us. Good header off the crossbar. And the former Arsenal player has sealed the points. West Ham could have got a third there. Last kick of the game. A penalty by Saeed Benrahma, saved to his left-hand side by goalkeeper David Raya. But this is really, really poor. Some good embraces from the West Ham players with Declan Rice, which is good to see. But Declan Rice will be absolutely fuming inside, won't he, to have lost for the second time this season to his former teammates. And that performance tonight just wasn't good enough. The best moment for Arsenal was probably that penalty save at the end, which was irrelevant anyway because we'd already lost the game by that point. The West Ham fans have enjoyed their evening at the Emirates and their players are going over there to applaud the fans. Declan Rice is applauding the Arsenal fans as well, the ones that are left in the stadium, of which there are very few. It has finished here at the Emirates tonight. Arsenal 0, West Ham 2. Thomas Souček and Tino Mavropanos with the goals for West Ham. You have to say West Ham deserved that tonight. They played well, they defended well, they were dangerous on a counter-attack and they scored. They took their chances when they came. They didn't have many chances, but they took them. And Alvarez had a good game, didn't he, in midfield for West Ham as well. And I thought they played well, West Ham, tonight. I said before the game I was worried about this game. Phil says, one shining factor in a miserable game. I don't know what's wrong with us, but we need to get a grip. Yeah, it was a terrible performance tonight. Absolutely was. And yeah, that penalty save probably was about the one shining light, but irrelevant really because it was not like it mattered. It was a good save. And it's a shame that it maybe didn't matter. Terry says, only 10 days until we're out of the FA Cup as well. Yeah, potentially you might be right. But yeah, that was not good enough from Arsenal tonight. You have to say, not good enough at all. And Arsenal have slumped to. It's only a third league defeat of the season, but at a halfway point, we are 2 points behind Liverpool, and we don't deserve any more than that, do we? From that game tonight, it was really poor. Too many players were off their form tonight, wasn't they? Martin Odegaard, I thought, was really, really poor tonight. I mean, Zinchenko, we know how poor he is. I never want to see him playing again as a left back. He's awful. Trossard didn't have a great game. Martinelli didn't have a great game. Jesus just wants to go down all the time. Saka was okay when Saka played all right. I'll give him that. Saka was okay. Gabriel and Saliba were okay as well. I thought the goalkeeper played pretty well. Couldn't really do anything about the goal, saved the penalty at the end. So that Ben White was okay. But yeah, not really good enough. The subs who came on did all right, didn't they? Reece Nelson had a half decent game, I thought. Eddie and well, apart from Eddie and of course, he's just Eddie, isn't he? And Emil Smith-Rowe didn't really have many opportunities to get into that game. But the West Ham fans have enjoyed their evening, I'm sure they would have done. And they will go home happy with that victory. Mark C says, I wish Arteta would stop trying to reinvent the wheel instead of micromanaging our play, simplify. That is such a good way of putting it, because you're exactly right. And I've said this loads of times before. It's overcomplicated. The system is too difficult to understand. And unless it works, there's nothing else that we can do. We don't have any other options, do we? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And that's it. We're done. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it was tonight. And yes, we need to simplify things more. Absolutely. I've been saying this for ages. And if we simplified the game, then, Kieran Tierney would still be here playing, because he wouldn't need to have to play in midfield as well, would he? We wouldn't be having all this inverted here and inverted there, and it's too complicated. We don't have a squad. We don't have players on the bench who can make any impact at all. Really, I mean, I thought Nelson did okay tonight, to be fair again, but he's not a game-changing player, is he? Smith-Rowe did okay as well, didn't he? But again, he's at this moment in time, with his lack of game time, he's not going to come on and change the game. And Eddie is just a complete and utter waste of space. And there's no one else on the bench. That's it. That's what we've got. And it's not enough. It's nowhere near enough. The first 11, the first 12 maybe are okay. They're good. It's a good team, but below that, no, it's not good enough. It's not good enough at all. So we've ended the halfway point in the season on 40 points, which is 10 less than last year. And even the 50 points last year wasn't enough to win the league. We've got 10 less this time. Liverpool have got 42, Villa 39 in third, Man City 37. They're only 3 behind us, and they've got a game in hand, Man City, and a better goal difference. We were laughing at them, but they've got the same. They've drawn 4 and lost 3 like we have. So it's no different, is it? And they've had a terrible season, and apparently we've had a good season. Anyway, that was poor tonight from Arsenal, and we have lost. Terry says, Mark, just sack him. We ain't winning nothing under this fraud. I do tend to agree with that. We're not going to win anything under this manager. I don't think we will. Well, I don't think he's got enough about him. He is overcomplicating everything. And yeah, you're right. But it is what it is. We've lost the game tonight. They're not sacking him. Even if we don't win the league, even if we don't win nothing this season, they're not sacking him. We're likely to get top 4, although that's not guaranteed, is it? You look how close that top 6 is, really, in terms of points. 5 or 6 is really close, isn't it? So we're not guaranteed anything. But I'll be amazed if they sack him. Absolutely, I'll be amazed, no matter how the season finishes. I think they've committed to him now, and that's it. Whether that proves to be the right decision or not, only time will tell. Terry says, how can we go to the Cronkies and ask them for another 300 million in January? Well, we can't. We spent 600 million, and look at the bench that we've got. And I've been saying this all season. That's the problem for me. The problem isn't the first 11. The first 11 are okay, aren't they? It's a good team. There's no doubt about that. And when it clicks, and we're very, very good. It's just when it doesn't click and we need to make changes to come back into a game, we don't have the changes to do it, do we? And that's the problem. Let's see what January brings, but something needs to happen. Anyway, I've had enough of that now. That was terrible. Terrible. If there's one way you can spoil Christmas, it's to watch Arsenal play like that, really, isn't it? Coming up tomorrow, now we have got a special show for it. It is the Arsenal review of 2023. We're going to look back on the year, which has been a year of what could have been, I suppose. So we'll look at that. We've got Neil be with us as well. Good to have Neil back on the channel tomorrow. That's 8 o'clock. So join us for that one. We're going to say look back on the year of 2024. And then, of course, on Sunday, we are back here for the game against Fulham, 2 o'clock kickoff. We'll be at 1:45 for that, the last game of 2023. Let's see if we can end at least in some style after that terrible performance tonight. And I'll also be on Talk TV on Sunday evening at 7 o'clock as well to talk about the Fulham game. And we may have to mention some of this game as well, depending on how the Fulham game's gone, I guess. But yeah, so still a few things coming up on the channel. We've got 2 more shows for you before the end of the year. And hopefully we'll at least go out in style on the channel, won't we? Even if the team have rather let us down tonight. So yeah, not the greatest performance from Arsenal. It finished there at the Emirates tonight. Arsenal 0, West Ham 2. A first win for West Ham at the Emirates for what, 10 years? No, 8 years, sorry, since they won 2-0 on the first game of the season in 2015. They've won 2-0 again tonight. Souček and our old player Mavropanos. Wow, who would have expected him to score? And we have lost for the first time at home since May. And that was a poor defeat as well. Mark C says, we really shit the bed today. We did, absolutely. Phil says, surely we couldn't be worse. Well, no, you'd imagine not, but who knows? Mark C says, I hope that stings the team and they respond accordingly. That's all we can do. You know, you can't change a game that you've just had. You can only improve the next one. And luckily, it's coming around quickly because we're playing again on Sunday. And we need a response. You're absolutely right. We need a big response. And hopefully we'll get one. We win that game against Fulham. And suddenly, I wouldn't say this will be forgotten, but it will feel a lot better, won't it? Terry says, and I didn't get that hot chocolate. A terrible night. Well, yeah, I mean, it's gone from bad to worse for you, Terry, my friend, hasn't it? I'm afraid. But anyway, you'll have to go and make one yourself now, won't you? Anyway, so thank you for watching tonight with us. Anyway, thank you for coming along. Thanks for all your comments, as always. Really, really appreciate it. Please give us a like before you go. I know it's difficult to want to give it a like when we've lost, but if there'd been more likes on the show, we may well have won the game. So you've got yourselves to blame as well, haven't you? Desperately disappointing tonight for Arsenal. But so we'll be back tomorrow. We're going to look back on the year of 2023, which I say has been a year of what could have been. And tonight was what could have been and what wasn't, unfortunately. Mark says, so well, friends, I'll catch you again tomorrow for the review show. Yeah, cheers, my friend. See you tomorrow night. Bill says, need to go and find something to lift my mood. Yeah, me too. Don't know what that'll be. We'll have to find something, won't we? Terry says, this ranks with the 1-0 loss to West Ham in the FA Cup final. Well, I don't think it's quite that bad. And I've got to go to school on Monday and face all my West Ham supporting friends at school. So it's not quite as bad as that, but it's not great, is it? Actually, Jared Bowman's just giving an interview. Should we just have a listen to him first?
Go into the top 6 and get higher up in the division, have to be consistent. And today was, like I said, a hard game, but I said after the Man United game, we have to come here with a mindset that we need to take points, and we've done that.
Constantinos, what was key tactically? No, I think the work from every single one of us was amazing. The team spirit was.
Panos, this is, by the way.
We worked a lot defensively, and offensively we had some counter attack, and this gave us the goals. The first goal, were you absolutely 100% confident the cross was fair, that the ball was in?
Listen, it's when it happens in a split second. I knew the ball was in midair, so it's probably hard to tell at the time. Obviously, you know, you don't want it to go out of play quickly, so you try and keep it in play. And like I said, it's difficult. I haven't seen it. I was only there at the time, but it's one of those where the ball's in the air. It's probably hard to tell whether if it was on the ground. It'd probably be easier to tell. But listen, all I could do was just try and get it across to Tom or Mo, and he scored, and the goal stood. So yeah, really, really important to get that first goal.
As a former gunner, what a time and what a place to get your first West Ham goal, your first goal in English football.
Yeah, exactly. I think this moment was for my first goal for West Ham and in the Premier League. And the ball was amazing. We worked a lot for the set pieces, and today was a thing.
Jared, what is possible now for this team? You're into the top 6. Looking up, it's been a wonderful year for the club, but what's possible now for this group?
I think just those consistency levels, and you know, we've won tonight, we play Brighton in a few days. We have to go there and win that game as well, and take one game at a time. I think that's the best thing to do for us. It sounds boring, I know, but I think that's all we got to do. We concentrate on ourselves, don't worry about nothing else, and keep getting results.
It's been part of a history-making team as well, you know, because David Moyes had never won a match at Arsenal. At Highbury or at the Emirates, his 23rd attempt. is a winning manager against us.
Yeah, I think it's important win for everyone.
Anyway, Phil says, no, well, yeah, see you later, my friend. Maybe if you're around tomorrow for the review show, it's going to be good fun. Join us. I want to maybe hear what the Arsenal kind of responses to that game tonight. So we might see if we can hear Arteta's thoughts later. But anyway, that's that for tonight. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Please give us a like, and if you are new, subscribe. Join us tomorrow, 8 o'clock, for the Arsenal review of 2023. Me and Neil will be here to look back on the year, the highs and the lows. We'll give out some awards as well, a bit like we did on a women's show last night. A few little awards that we'll decide between me and Neil and you guys in the chat as well. You know, like player of the year, signing of the year, goal of the year, that kind of thing. So we'll go through that tomorrow. So yeah, join us 8 o'clock for that. It's going to be a good show. And in the meantime, say thank you much for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Take it easy, guys. It wasn't a good night for Arsenal. It wasn't a good Christmas for Arsenal. 1 point out of 6. And we've got one more game left on Sunday against Fulham to try and put that right. And see if we can get ourselves back to the top. Wasn't to be tonight. We're going to end the halfway point in second place. We've lost 2-0 tonight to West Ham, but better days are coming, I'm sure. Take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I will see you tomorrow. Come on, you guys. Thanks for watching. Well, Rodney, I kind of tend to agree with you, my friend, and I know Terry does. So thank you for that comment. And it's not happening, but maybe it needs to. Maybe it should. I knew Terry would agree with you. Anyway, let's not worry about that for now. We've lost the game. Arteta's not going anywhere. We need to bounce back Sunday. Join me tomorrow. We'll see you then. And take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching.